apologize about that. Your Pleasant Grove Hawks are warming up on the field wearing their all-white unis. Quinn, what do you think about it?
I think they look great right now. The players, if you look at social media and follow any of those guys online, they're referring to these all whites as the icy whites. So I take that as they like them a whole lot.
Are these the Jordan branded ones?
I believe they are. Yeah, those all white helmets are really shining in the sun right now. Big glare coming off of them. Looks pretty cool.
You know, I'm going to take credit for it. I'm just going to step out there and say.
You've wanted them for a long time.
I told Gibson years ago, go with the all white. Wear a white helmet with solid black unis. I like that also. I think you look bigger in white.
So they'll have the all black uniforms, the all white uniforms,
yep.
And then what alternative uniforms will they have for the season?
They've got kind of a gold shirt that they have worn with black pants or jersey. I should have said not shirt, but jersey. They've worn with black pants and they've worn with white pants, and then they've got the gray. I think they're Nikes that were given to them a couple seasons ago, I believe. And
Nashville, if you aren't familiar with the Nashville Scrappers, Jay, 9 state championships. Is that right?
9.
That's it.
That's correct. 9 total. I think there's a couple of those that are before playoffs started, and it was just based on state rankings, but 9 that they claim total, yeah.
And 3 in a row, 05, 06, and 07.
Yeah. That's right.
I would compare them, and I'm not saying they're as good as – they're not Carthage, but they're Arkansas's version of Carthage. Smaller school that is dominated, and they think they can win a state championship every year.
And they're chunking the ball around, right? 80% of their touchdowns are returning?
They're going to throw the ball, yeah.
Yeah, their coach said in an interview that I found online that between their returning senior quarterback Ty Gordon and returning senior running back Keyshawn Stewart, that those two guys accounted for 80% of their touchdowns.
Wow. Well, they're going to have problems, though, because this defense of Pleasant Grove is defensive line. It's not a stretch to say they may be the best in the entire country.
Yeah,
Led by the All-American and LSU commit, Landon Jackson.
They lost 2 games last year to both the games were state championship teams, is what they were. And they're not going to see a defense with this kind of size and speed.
I agree with you. Nick Martin's back. Was injured in the Greenwood game before the state championship game. We interviewed him last night. He says he's back to 100%. Really excited for Nick. You know, he's one of my favorite players. If not,
what do you call him?
Nick the Truth Martin.
Nick the Truth.
You do not want those problems.
Who was the boxer named the Truth? It was
Bernard Hopkins, I believe.
I think maybe. Yeah.
I'm impressed either of y'all know that. I don't know anything about boxing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big boxing fan. Guys, we'd normally be from the set right now. We're having some technical difficulties on that. So we're up here, Quinn Stanfield, Jay Davis, Kevin Carpenter, Morgan Smith from the press box. I mean, I'm excited about tonight.
Man, I'm just glad to be at a football game. You know, there was so many question marks about whether football would even happen or not. So to get to do anything that's football related is just exciting. Even if we can't have the normal numbers or normal setup, anything is better than nothing right now. And I know the players have been looking forward to this as well.
We talked to a guy coming in the stadium, and he said if it was not COVID related, there would not be an empty seat in this house. And I believe that. I think it would be full. They would be standing along the fence. They love their football here, and they built a spectacular football stadium.
It is nice. I was really, really surprised how nice stadium was.
Very nice. Now, if I'm going to have a complaint, they did the same thing that Pleasant Grove did. They built the home side on the wrong side of the.
I agree.
It's a little sunny.
Yeah,
it's a little sunny.
Normally, the home team needs to be in the shade. It's not the case here. We're looking directly into the sun here in the press box. But the Hawks will be in the shade and the Scrappers will be in the sun to start the game.
Work to our advantage, hopefully.
Work to our advantage.
Well, Quinn, you're around this team all the time. What do we expect to see tonight?
Well, you know, the big question mark everybody's been talking about since last season is what's going to be going on at quarterback. Is Jalen Woodside going to be ready for this? And I've got to tell you, from what I've seen, I believe he is completely ready. I've been to a lot of the practices and watched a lot of it, and I'm telling you, he's dropping dimes when he's throwing the ball, throwing really, really pretty passes and looks confident. And Coach has said even better than that, he has just stepped up his leadership game, that he's calling guys out, challenging guys, and he's gone from being the kind of quiet and shy second stringer. He stepped into the leadership role, and looking forward to that. I think he's going to have a good night.
Yeah, He looks great to me in the little scrimmage we saw him. And the one thing you said is he's confident, and I know that Coach Gibson and the coaches are building him up. I look when they start the game, we're going to pound the ball. We're going to run the ball. I think the first throw that Jalen makes is going to be maybe a screen pass, something easy
something to it or run back,
to get him into the flow. But we got to remember, we didn't have a scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back the years and with Coach Gibson, we've always played great in scrimmages. We've beat some great teams in scrimmages, but we didn't look all that good to start. So the first quarter is going to be telling.
We're about 27 and a half minutes to kickoff, man. It's exciting. I didn't think we were going to have a football season. I'm so excited right now.
Man, can't wait at all. It's going to be an exciting night. We don't know some things we just don't know what to expect, how it's going to play out. Even some of this with Texarkana game day. This is a new adventure that you guys are on this evening as well. But it's going to be fun to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, and we apologize about the pregame stuff. We had everything working out of nowhere, just like technology does.
Have you seen
to bite us.
The Forrest Gump movie when the guy pulls the cord when Forrest is about to talk?
Yeah.
Maybe that happened.
Yeah, technology is your best friend when it's all working really well and you can do a whole lot of cool things with it. But when it's not working, it causes you all kinds of issues. Hey, I'll tell you something else you can look forward to tonight is that PG is going to start a true freshman at fullback this evening. His name is Jalen Bordley. He is number 15, I believe is correct. And I'm telling you, this kid's going to be impressive. He has already been on a visit to Baylor as a middle school kid, and Texas A&M has started a recruiting profile on him, and he's not even had a varsity carry yet.
Yes.
He's a guy to watch.
He, I wouldn't say an internet sensation, but the post last year of him running the 100 in the track meet against fellow 8th graders, it looked like a high school kid running against kindergartners. That's what it looked like. And to see him on the field tonight, he doesn't look like a freshman. And he's going to have some nerves too. I think they may give him the ball the first play of the game. Let him get his butterflies out. Let him get hit. And he's going to be something to watch.
I'm good with seeing the Jalen and Jalen show tonight.
Yeah,
for sure.
In pregame, we saw, and I know when we sat in the stands last year, every time Landon Jackson lined up at tight end, the thought in the stands was, uh-oh, we don't want him out there. Save him for defense.
No joke.
And he just ran a route earlier, looked crisp. Jalen threw a great ball to him, and he caught it. It's after he catches it that
he holds it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah. But he's the type kid, if LSU says, you know what, Landon, we're going to make you a tight end. I wouldn't do it if I was him, but he could be an All-American at tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Great athlete.
And those tight ends make a lot of money in the NFL. Not as much as a rush in, but he could play just about anywhere.
I want to stay at that rush in position.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay there, and he's an outside linebacker today.
I feel really bad for Marcus Burris. If you're not aware, Marcus Burris ruptured his Achilles over the summer. He's committed to A&M, and just a devastating injury going into his senior season.
And Coach says one of the amazing things about Marcus is since that injury, he's not missed a single workout session. He's not missed a single practice or anything. He's out there every single time as though he were going to take snaps all season. So, still stepping up and being a leader. He's coaching the guy that's taking his place. And Coach said they even were going to get him some coaching clothes to wear and call him Coach Burris.
Kind of like they did with Jackson.
They did the Cobb last year, yeah.
I'm just interested in seeing if maybe we could possibly see Burris in December, though.
I've heard
there are
that.
rumors that
there have
we
been
could possibly
rumors.
see him back.
That would be up to Marcus.
Absolutely.
If we get to the point where we're hopefully in the state semifinals, and the doctor says you can play, but there's a 20% chance you could re-injure it. What do you do if you're Marcus? What do you do if you're his mother?
That's a tough call.
It's a tough call because he's rehabbing, and once again he can play at the next level next year at Texas A&M. And I know the A&M coaches are telling him, do what you want to do, but your future is where the big dollars are here at A&M. I didn't mean it like that, like A&M's paying him, which they might be. Because Jay and I are Longhorns, so we're trying to figure out how they got Marcus. No.
I just want to say, I've had that A&M helmet on my desk for 4 months now.
We're going to get you.
I'm not saying I knew, but
yeah.
I like to have the helmet there, be the first one they get to sign it. And I bought that dang thing and sitting on it for 4 months. Like, this kid doesn't commit to A&M.
We
outside of my 90 days to return it.
Yeah, we're going to get – and I thought about the Brawley kid. And then we have Pleasant Grove has an 8th grader. Or he's a 9th grader, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not eligible this year. He's going to have a chance to be – he's already being recruited. Mm-hmm. And you never know. We may have somebody at 3 or 4 SEC schools.
That would be super exciting, especially when you think of kind of the history of Pleasant Grove football, where you didn't have a lot of guys that have gotten recruited historically. But then all of a sudden, going back to, Coach Gibson coming here in 2014, and then especially over the last 3 years, I mean, just the guys that have come into the program, and a lot of them that have been a part of this program from day one, that have grown up in it. It's exciting to see how it grows and how it's continuing to mature and get recognition, not just like regional colleges, but all over the country are paying attention. Nick Martin is being talked to by Cal right now. That's the other side of the world from Texarkana, Texas.
That might as well be in Russia.
Yeah.
No, great school, but he. Speaking of Nick,
my understanding, he's got an Oklahoma State offer coming soon.
Yeah,
good.
That's what we're hearing.
Yeah, and I've said it. I'm beating a broken record here, but
you can never talk too much about Nick Martin, in my opinion.
If there is one player who could have benefited the most playing in a state championship game at any level, it was Nick Martin.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because we know this. We're around him. If I've ever seen a D1 player, it's Nick Martin.
It is.
And if it just said 6'2", beside his name,
that's exactly right.
Everybody'd be after him.
Yep. He is. He could play. He reminds me of Chris Boyd that played at Gilmer and went on to play at Texas, and now I think he plays with the Vikings. Nick is the same size as Chris Boyd was when he was at Gilmer. Same speed, great tackler, could play offense or defense. And Nick's going to get a chance. And Tony Kirk and I on the radio show talked about this several times. Nick could get an offer from LSU or Texas or A&M or OU. But could he step in and play as a sophomore? He could go, and nothing against Texas Tech or Arkansas. He could go to Arkansas and maybe play as a freshman.
Get in real early.
I don't know if he's going to play as a freshman at LSU because of how they've recruited.
Maybe special teams or something like that, but maybe not on the defense.
He can play at the next level. And
well, the fun thing about Nick is, the buzzwords the PG program uses all the time is we go full tilt, we give heart and soul, and that's who Nick is. Man, Nick doesn't know how to pull up on a hit. If he's coming full tilt, going to run through you. Morgan mentioned yesterday in the interview with Nick when they were doing their show at Walk-Ons that the hit he had against Paris last year when that kid tried to scoop up a ball and Nick just destroyed him, man, because he thought it was a live ball. Man, that was just nasty, and that's how Nick plays all the time.
Remember how much we screamed in the press box?
Oh, yeah.
And those kids are once in a generation. You get that kind of kid because football, my dad and I have talked about this so many times, football is – and not anybody can just play baseball. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to be a special dude to play football and play it at this level. You can't avoid contact. And he's that guy. He's a good one. I tell you somebody else that I cannot wait to watch, and that's Cameron Weekly.
Yeah.
If I saw Cameron run on the field tonight, and I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he's lost close to 30 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah. I need to get his diet. What did he do?
I'm not sure. All the guys say that at his size, which I don't know how much he weighs, but he's a big old boy, that he can slam dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
And I've seen a video of him doing it. And my son that played last year said that Cam could run with some of the big dogs.
Yes.
And just sprinting downfield could keep up with them. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play 30 pounds lighter and what that really does to him now. Because he had 76 tackles last year it was.
He probably played last year at 310, 315. Was he 5'10", 5'11"?
Something like that.
And Morgan said if it said 6'2" or 6'3" by his name, LSU, they would
want
be
him.
drooling over him. His arms, if you ever look at his hands look like Kawhi Leonard's. They're that big. And go back and watch last year's state championship game, he dominated. And Wimberley had a really good offensive line, and their poor center did not have a chance the whole game. The snap of the ball, that center's head snaps back, and Cameron's in the backfield. If they would have given him the defensive MVP, nobody could have argued about it. Marcus wouldn't have argued either because Cam dominated. I can't wait to watch him.
Yeah, Coach says that Cam can squat easily over 600 pounds. They don't let him do it a lot because they don't want him to risk getting injured, but he can do it.
600. Is that what you squatted, Jay?
472 was the most I ever got.
Did you really?
Yep.
That's impressive. I didn't like squatting because the bar hurt my back. I was really soft.
I think I could go down with that much, but I don't know if I could
you
get it
may
back
not
up.
come back up. Weight training's so different. I mean, of course, I played 50 years ago, but weight training's so different. Like the Heat tonight, they're going to be in shape. The Hawks will. They may get some cramps. They won't get as many as LSU did last year against Texas. Will they, Jay?
I don't think so. I don't think that's possible.
I don't think that's
Wow.
possible. If you're listening, you know that Quinn's the LSU guy, and Jay and I are the Longhorns.
Go Tigers.
And they're glad that they didn't get to play this year, aren't they, Jay?
I've
That's what I've heard.
I've heard lots of coaches from various schools just doing kind of preseason interviews talking about the working out during COVID and what to expect once the season starts. And most are saying, that they've done all they can do. They worked out as best as they can, but I don't think there's very many trying to say they've done as much as they used to do. So I think teams are going to come in maybe not quite being in the same kind of shape they usually are, and especially having not had a scrimmage. I don't know if Nashville's had a scrimmage or not, but
They had one last week.
They had one last week, but we've not had one at all except for a little intra-squad kind of thing that was fairly controlled. So it's going to be interesting to see what game shape we're going to be in. We think we're good. Of course, you get hyped for a game, so that'll help out a little bit, but it'll be different nonetheless.
They don't need to get overhyped in a hot game like this. You want to be hyped, but you don't want to spend all your energy on the first play. Going to have to save it. But going back to our off-season program, they didn't get to have it this summer like they normally do.
Right.
And
I think this is going to be a good time for the coaches to get more players involved.
oh yeah,
I heard a college coach this year said that he was probably going to go through and use 90% of his team. And so I think that you're going to have a lot of second, third string players get a lot of time these early weeks. And then by the time that the season starts, you'll probably have your starters hopefully in game shape by that time.
Well, that's going to be critical for us for Pleasant Grove because most of our offensive line is going to be guys that are going both ways. They're playing O-line and D-line and just kind of trading out reps or trading out series. So it's going to be real important for us to be in good shape and ready to go. And
these are the big 300-pound guys, and not that they're in worse shape, but it is tougher for a 300-pounder than 180-pounder.
That's for sure.
Well, and you're going to have, Jonah Bates is going to have the opportunity to step up.
We're going to see some new faces.
Jason Cartwright's going to be stepping up.
I think Jonah Bates is going to be one to keep your eyes on. They're going to try to save Landon some during the course of the season, I would think. And so they moved Jonah Bates from where he's traditionally played fullback on the offensive side, and they've moved him to tight end so that they can get him some reps and get him some work in and get him ready for the next 2 years. So this is kind of the preparation year for Jonah.
Quinn and I are going to have to rely on this roster because there's kids. We're going to see Jonathan Ketchum play. Yeah. And I've heard good things about him. He's really fast. Some kids that we've never seen. So this is going to be tough on you and me and Jay, Quinn.
Yeah, I was telling Kevin as we were driving over here that in years past 3 years, that when I've called the games inside the press box, I could pretty much call the whole game and never look at a PG roster because I knew who the guys were and I knew their numbers. And this year it's completely different, and so got a lot to learn. But we'll get it caught up.
Well, I'm hoping one of the names that we get used to saying a lot this year that's new is going to be Sam Bradshaw.
Great point.
Sam has been impressive in some of the practices that I've been to. He's just kind of like a little rat terrier. I mean, he's all over the field when he's playing corner. He's not super tall, but he's in your hip pocket the entire time.
He, if you remember, the kid that played corner, the basketball player that played with Pleasant Grove in 18, Cameron Woods, had never played football and came out and
he impacted
was
the
a
team.
stud.
Yes.
He was a big help, and actually had an offer to play college football at Ouachita.
That's right. He signed with him.
Chose to play basketball. I'm not saying Sam's going to get an offer from Ouachita Baptist, but he's the same type kid. And football's the one sport. If you decide to start playing in your senior year, you can play and have fun and make an impact.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about Sam is, for Pleasant Grove fans that remember seasons past, Sam is going to be a receiver like Jackson Cobb was. He is going to be a possession guy. And, okay, we're having the national anthem, so we got to take just a pause for a moment.
Well, that was
Keep going.
that was different. We didn't have the teams aren't on the field.
Yeah.
Had the national anthem, and I'll give you a visual here. We're on the home side, and we're looking across to the visitor side, the Pleasant Grove side, and it's full with social distancing. I can see they've skipped every other row, but just the naked eye looking over it looks like it's full.
And Morgan just told us that we have about 2,500 people that are signed on to the live stream broadcast right now. So we say
different networks. Appreciate you.
Welcome to all you guys. Glad y'all are there with us.
We're going to do our best to bring you the game. Quinn and I are not professional, and Jay, we're not professional broadcasters. I'm a history major. I love football, and I love everything about it. So we'll describe what's going on.
I say you guys that are out there watching, copy the link that you're watching, post it on your social media, and send it out there so everybody else can know what's going on. And you won't get Texarkana game day to go worldwide, not just in our little area. Let's go worldwide with it.
If you're watching a Texas Roadhouse, well, I'm not going to throw specials out right now. If you're watching Texas Roadhouse or walk-ons,
Drinks on everybody. Drinks on Morgan.
No. Y'all talk to the manager about that. Can't afford it.
And
we appreciate both walk-ons and Texas Roadhouse partnership with us. If you're wanting to get out and eat some dinner tonight and watch some football, recommend doing it there.
I believe right now inside the stadium, the PA announcer, he's calling out the starting lineups for both teams. So we're just a handful of minutes maybe from time for kickoff tonight.
Less than 9 minutes to football season, boys.
Can you believe that? We're going to have – 2 months ago, I thought, well, we can wait till next year. Maybe we'll have basketball season. It is surreal if you're here. It's crowded, but it's different. It's toned down. The Pleasant Grove Pride in Motion Band is not here. The Showstoppers are not here.
Yeah, it doesn't have the normal Friday Night Lights feel to it.
No, it doesn't. And
I imagine that will change some once the players get on the field and the ball starts going through the air. It may not be the same, but it'll be bigger than it is right now.
Yeah,
everybody will get excited.
They'll get fired up. I know.
And during pregame, watching the guys, get ready, there was a little spark in those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely were taking advantage of the time that they had out there, and I did see some excitement, some smiles, and had a couple moments to visit with some of the players, and they are ready for tonight.
Which is especially a big deal for the seniors for both schools for this year. You finish off your junior year, and you're not sure if you're even going to get a senior year or not. So to get out here and do almost anything is special and is exciting. Creating memories, no matter what happens, at least it's not gone.
Right. And I hope the band and the drill team. I'm not sure if they're going to go to road games. They are going to be at home games. And, they're seniors, too, and they want to revel in this last year of high school.
Sure. What I've heard from a lot of schools is that almost anybody that's traveling is not taking their bands and their dance teams, but they will be at their home games. Because most schools are doing for their visitor side, there's a certain allotment of seats that they will allow people to come to. And if you bring your band and dance team, that counts as part of that number of seats. And then they can't get fans, and especially paying fans, if we're being honest about it, to come in and be a part of the night. So most aren't going to travel.
I've heard talk that when Pleasant Grove is at home, that they were going to put the band and the drill team on the field. Now, are you going to call the drill team mamas? Because I was a drill team dad for 4 years.
Yeah.
And those white uniforms can get dirty.
Well, I heard something about putting some temporary stands in the end zone, but I'm not sure about that. I do know at Hawkfield on the opposite end, down by the concession stand, what we call the grassy knoll down there, we have put a fence in front of that so that people can bring a blanket or something like that and sit on the grassy knoll, but they won't have access to get down on the field. So that will be available for our home games.
I saw they were building a fence down there.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, it's permanent install. So I'm hoping that might be something that just becomes a permanent part of kind of the tradition of the Grove.
I think that'd be great if you want to bring your blanket and sit on the knoll. That would be perfect.
I think last year proved that that's a doable thing.
Doable, yeah.
I mean, we had some families that really enjoyed it, especially those with the younger kids.
Yeah, we did that for the Carthage game, and then we left it there for Gilmer just because it was easy to leave it.
And they didn't show up, did they?
Gilmer didn't have as big a crowd as we expected.
I want to give you another visual. We're on the home side. It's a beautiful stadium.
It really is.
It doesn't compare to ours.
Well, I'll show you all a shot in a minute when we get back. We have one camera on the other side of the field, and you can.
They have the one problem that we have. The press box faces the sun, and their visitor stands aren't quite big enough, like ours at home. They've got a big, beautiful home side. If you look, would that be north or south?
Man, don't make me lie.
We're looking at some beautiful heads of cattle. I'm guessing 75 head maybe.
In that same direction, the Pleasant Grove Hawks are starting to come out on the field.
Yes, we started walking out, the Hawks did, and the cows started walking the opposite direction. So I don't know if that's a sign, but.
And I was told that is the north end zone.
North end. I was not a Boy Scout like Jay Davis.
The Hawks are walking out right now. Scrappers are not coming out. We don't see them just yet. About 5 minutes until the slotted time for kickoff. And we are just waiting, as you are, anticipating and looking forward to a good night of football.
I'm enjoying watching. We're sitting in a booth next door to the Nashville coaches. And when when Pleasant Grove walked out, these coaches, their eyeballs are big, and they're staring at Pleasant Grove. I got to quit saying our.
You'll get there.
Well, one of the funny things Morgan was saying a couple of days ago, I don't know who the person was, but it was somebody here associated with the Scrappers, was saying that they wanted Morgan to point out who is Landon Jackson.
No problem.
So the answer was you won't have any trouble finding him.
Well, that was him leading the team out.
Yeah,
so there you go. There's
first guy out right now. Scrappers are about to take the field. Neither team is using a tunnel to run out of because of COVID. They're just taking the field. Scrappers are about to run through one of the old-fashioned cheerleader banners like we all used to do way back in the day.
You know who's happy about the no tunnel? The tunnel dads.
That's exactly
I'm
right.
very happy. You were a tunnel. Didn't you handle the tunnel some, Jay?
I was a very, very not used alternate.
I avoided those guys because I didn't want them to ask me to help out with the tunnel.
I think I helped put it up once.
That tunnel's no joke. That thing is super heavy.
And I don't know if y'all have shared this or not, but Pleasant Grove and Nashville have only faced each other one time, and that was back in 2003. And Pleasant Grove won that game 31-6.
Where was it? Was it here or in PG?
I believe it was here.
Okay, I remember that.
About to play the football intro, which transitions into the game. With it?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Nashville is run out on the field down to the north end zone, taking a knee.
Boy, Landon looks huge right now, doesn't he? Look at it.
Yep, especially compared to other guys out on the field and stuff.
Yeah, Ty Gordon's out there with him as Nashville's leader.
Nashville's quarterback.
right.
He's getting a good look at Landon.
For the coin toss tonight, again, in light of COVID, they're only putting one player for each team coming to the center of the field. For Pleasant Grove, it was number 40, Landon Jackson. For Nashville, it was number 14, the quarterback, Ty Gordon.
Hey, we're about to kick off.
I'm excited.
Can you believe it?
I didn't see the signal. What did they say about who won the kickoff? And
Quinn, I was so excited that football started. I have no idea what it looks like. We're going to find out. I do not see our kicker.
Yeah, I actually got to visit with him a little bit before the game, and I sort of asked him what he thought his range was. And he said, with pressure, 47 yards.
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
I know the coaches are pretty excited about him. One, he's a great soccer player, got a really good leg. But number two, because he's a junior, and they get to hang on to him for a couple of years. So when you find a kicker, you like to hang on to him. It's hard to get a good one in high school.
Pleasant Grove has had a run of, 10 years of having extraordinary kickers.
Well, if Mr. Day could come back and work with him on some
That's right.
onside opportunities.
Looks like Pleasant Grove is
that'd be
taking the
nice.
field right now to receive, and Nashville is going to be kicking off. Nashville's kicking off, from what we were told, north to south, and Pleasant Grove will be receiving. Back deep to receive for the Grove is number 1, Logan Johnson. Along with him, number 8, Corbin Shine, and number 15, Jalen Bordley. Kicking off for the Scrappers, let me get you a number here.
54, Mr.
Number
Aguilar.
54. Obed Aguilar. That is exactly right.
I would guess he's gonna pooch kick it. I don't think he's gonna kick it to Logan Johnson. But here we go.
There's the kickoff. It is a pooch kick. Fair catch called for and made by the Hawks. Number 18, Drew Mason. So the Hawks will begin this first drive. They take possession at the 41-yard line.
If you're wondering, the Nashville sideline, they are spread out. It looks like 6 feet apart. They've
Hawks come to the line of scrimmage with no huddle, straight to the line. Jalen Woodside takes the snap, gives it to number 6, Nick Martin. Nick barrels up the middle, just past the 45-yard line, about the 47, 48 looks like where they're going to spot it. Tackle was made for the Scrappers by number 9, Will Pope.
Well, we were wondering what the first play was going to be, and we didn't think it would be Nick Martin. We thought he would play more defense. Nick has left the field.
Jalen Woodside hands it off once again.
Looks like he's going to be a little short, Quinn, maybe a yard.
Gave that one to the freshman, number 15, Jalen Bordley. Jalen gets it just shy of the 50-yard line, brings up third down for the Hawks, third and about 1.
It looks like for Nashville, up front, we've got number 93, Mike Hendricks at nose guard, Dexter Draper playing tackle, and then Desmond Bailey playing the end.
They have a good-looking defensive line. They look big and physical. They're not as big as Pleasant Groves. All right, what are we going to do with a yard? Maybe a sneak?
Woodside hands it off once again.
Looks like he got it.
It's going to be close. It's probably going to take a measurement. They're not giving a signal just yet.
Bordley.
The handoff went to number 15, the freshman, Jalen Bordley.
They're going to be calling for the chains.
They are calling for a measurement, it looks like.
And if you followed Pleasant Grove the past 5 years, you know if this is short, they're going to go for it. And we were referencing back to the state championship game when we were on our own 30-yard line and went for this a 4th and about 1 and didn't get it.
Yeah, we seem to have a tendency of when we have these 4th and 1s, we like to toss it outside.
Yep. Nick Martin's come back into the game. Bordley's gone out.
Here in the press box, they're calling it 4th down in inches, just shy of the 49-yard line. In our press box back in Hawk Field, they always try to get me to call it the 51. But we're just shy of the 49 on the north side of the field.
Last year a lot, we would have number 10, Ben Harmon, with a sneak.
That's exactly right.
Boy, the stands are shaking, boys.
Hawks come to the line of scrimmage. A lot of crowd noise going on in this place.
Big play early right here.
Nick Martin moved to the left side of the lineup. Logan Johnson in motion. Takes a big gain around the right side. Gets a big block. Logan Johnson going downfield. 10-5. Touchdown, Pleasant Grove Hawks.
Great block by Ahmad Hicks. Nick Martin were out there leading the way.
Ahmad Hicks, number 17, is a junior, led the way around the left side for Logan. I think the Scrappers were expecting him to try to power it up the middle, but they took it around the left side on the motion.
Pleasant Grove does that. They've done it for years. If it's a 4th and an inch, their bread and butter is the jet sweep, and it has been since Coach Gibson got here.
Well, it looked like Logan hasn't taken any time off. I mean, that looked great.
Yeah, Logan worked hard in the offseason. He's come in really, really ready to show something, to get one carry and take it, what did he go, 49 yards for that score.
Wide left is a kick.
10 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first.
That point after was no good by number 12, Enrique Rios. He is the new kicker for the Hawks. The hold on that one was by number 9, Quinn Bingham.
And I promise you, junior kicker like that's going to have some butterflies.
Oh, for sure. And he's only going to get better, so he's still in good shape. So we have 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. We have our first score, Pleasant Grove 6 and Nashville Scrappers 0, but we're lining up to do it again.
Logan Johnson, and I said this earlier on the radio show, he could easily be a 1,500-yard rusher from the wingback spot, and that's unusual.
Hawks are lining up to kick off. Enrique Rios will be doing the kicking. Number 6, Isaiah Jones, is back deep for the Scrappers.
Doncho Robinson as well as Eric Grigsby are also at the 25 and 30-yard line.
We usually pooch this, which I think is smart.
Yeah, we usually pooch it, or pretty often we will try a onside, but I don't think they'll do that. They'll try to get some work in today. Kickoff is taken by number 12. It was not a fair catch, so he does return it just past the 40-yard line. That was taken by number 12, Eric Grigsby. And the tackle for the Hawks is made by number 20, B.J. Rayfield. The ball will be placed down about the 42-yard line for the Scrappers, and they'll take it to make their first possession there.
Here comes the hype defense that we've waited since last December to see again. Led out, first one on the field is number 40, Landon Jackson.
Scrappers are led by their quarterback, senior, number 14, Ty Gordon. They play 4 wide outs. They've got 5 wide right now. We'll do our best to try to keep up with that. We're not used to that many receivers, but we're going to work on it. Gordon's first pass is to number 6, Isaiah Jones, but it falls incomplete, thrown out of bounds. Was defended by number 13, Jonathan Ketchum.
Ketchum's a new face that didn't play last year. Looking forward to seeing him play.
Scrappers come back to the line of scrimmage with no huddle.
They're going to go fast.
Still 5 wide, 3 up high, 2 low. A lot of pressure. Ball batted down. That was number 50. Torrey Phillips bats the ball down.
The Hawks defensive line made a living doing that last year. Did it in the state championship game. They're so tall and so athletic.
That's right. Marcus and Landon both, they do a great job of that. Scrappers come to the line once again. No huddle. They're 4 wide now. Number 2, Keyshawn Stewart, is in the backfield. Pass complete to number 6, Isaiah Jones. He's pushed out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Does pick up the first down for the Scrappers.
Looked like he may have stepped out of bounds, but he didn't. Referee was right there on it.
Man in motion coming from right to left. Hand off to Keyshawn Stewart, number 2. He's trying to get around the side, but he doesn't make it. Met by several Hawks. Number 51 leading the way.
Nick Martin.
He's tackled by number 6, Nick Martin.
Nick, that's the play right there we talked about. He could play anywhere he wanted to play on the next level because the running back, number 2, is fast, and he had no chance on the outside against Nick.
It's a fake handoff this time. Quarterback keeper picks up a couple, just shy of the 45, I believe.
3rd and 10. What's Coach Fuller going to do? Is he going to bring pressure? You usually don't have to bring pressure with our defensive line. Look for a quick pass, maybe a screen play, screens and draws.
I think they're looking at number 6, Isaiah Jones again. Nope, coming across the middle. Ball is thrown high across the middle. Intended for, can't make out that number. Did fall incomplete. It was defended by number 8, Corbin Shine. Brings up 4th down. It's about 4th and 10.
Looked like that was intended for Dontrell Robinson.
And looks like they're in a punt formation, but probably could run anything out of this.
Keyshawn Stewart punts it away. Quinn Bingham for the Hawks calls a fair catch, takes the ball just shy inside of the 20.
Good start for the Hawks. Good start for the Scrappers. They got a first down, had a positive play.
The batted down pass for the Hawks helped a lot, even though they ended up picking up a first down after that. It's still some confidence and some ability to know we can make a play here. Let's see what the Hawks do on this second possession. Hawks come to the line of scrimmage once again, no huddle. Woodside goes under center. Gives to the freshman, number 15, Jalen Bordley. Goes around the left side. Short gain, maybe a yard or 2.
He was running right behind number 50, Torrey Phillips. I can see them running behind Big Torrey a lot this year. This may be the biggest offensive line Pleasant Grove's ever had, maybe.
Probably so, pound for pound, yeah. Man in motion. That's Logan Johnson around the right side this time. He's close to the first down, gets past the 25-yard line, tackled by several Scrappers. Number 12, Eric Grigsby leading the way on that. That's not right.
Big 3rd down. Had success with the jet sweep. Is this the time that they let Jalen Woodside throw the ball? Is this it?
I'd be surprised. I don't think so just yet.
Scrappers are playing the run. Safety's shallow.
Hand off to Jalen Bordley. He goes around the left side, does pick up the first down for the Hawks.
You can feel it. They're going to keep running the ball, and they're going to let Jalen Woodside throw it, and they're going to be open. The safeties are creeping up.
I think you're exactly right. If they keep pounding it like that, that's good for Jalen Woodside to not have to worry about it. It's good for Jalen Bordley as a freshman running back to get some time to carry the rock. Ball's at the 31-yard line for the Hawks right now. It is first down.
This may be it.
Quinn Bingham comes wide for the Hawks. Man in motion. Handoff up the middle. That's number 17, Jalen Bordley once again.
Hicks. 17 Hicks.
That is correct. 17's Ahmad Hicks, excuse me.
For a small window there, I thought he was fixing to break that.
He is a junior. He is the brother of KJ Hicks, and if you remember KJ last year, toward the end of the year, just dominated at running back.
KJ had a kickoff return for a touchdown in the state championship game, the first kickoff of that game.
And KJ was a sprinter. Brother's probably not a sprinter. Flag.
Got a flag on the play.
Be sure to remind of the clock.
Hey, we got 7:06 left in the first quarter.
Encroachment called against Nashville.
7:06 left in the first quarter. Hawks 6-0.
So that gives Pleasant Grove a first down at the 44-yard line. Sam Bradshaw runs into play for Pleasant Grove. Then he goes wide to the top side, left side of the formation. Logan Johnson in motion. He's going around the left side again. Gets a good block.
Alex Murphy made a great block to help Logan get a couple of more yards, and that's Pleasant Grove's offense. The guards will pull. Unlike if you see a spread offense, offensive linemen are usually in a 2-point stance, but here, linemen move around. They have to be athletic.
I think linemen like to play in our offense because
Yes.
they have a lot to do, a lot of responsibility. They get to be involved. They get to pull. And even the tackles in this, when they run tackle trap, they love to run that to get ahead of steam and get somebody. Logan Johnson in motion. Woodside drops back to pass. He's got a man open. Quinn Bingham is just a little long. Falls incomplete. Quinn had about a half a step.
And that's a good play to do it on 3rd and 1 because he's going to come back. Or was that 2nd and 1? He's going to come back and run the ball and get the first down. And if not, he's going to go for it on 4th.
Absolutely.
Perfect time to throw it. And Bingham's going to be our guy this year, where last year it was Sergio Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was 2nd and 1, so agreed. It's a good call.
It was a good throw.
It was really, really close.
A little overthrown.
Not a bad pass for a first try. Handoff to Nick Martin. He takes it through the left side, breaks a couple of tackles. He does pick up the first down. He's still fighting for more yards.
I mentioned yesterday at walk-ons that after his first contact, that's when I love watching him run.
Great
He
point.
is just so tough,
Yes.
physical.
He does not like to get tackled. He is physical. He plays running back like he plays linebacker.
So Nick takes the ball inside the 35. It's placed down to the 34. He does pick up the first down.
Hey, they'll come back to that pass again. He was open. I think they like the coverage they had. It wasn't number 4. It was the safety number 9 that covered him.
Go man in motion, inside handoff. No gain on this one. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. That handoff was to number 17, Ahmad Hicks. He was tackled by several scrappers on the defensive line. Didn't really have anywhere to go. From a Pleasant Grove standpoint, sometimes you like that. That means they're selling out to your run, and you want them to do that,
Yes.
and then you'll begin to open up your passing game.
That's why we've been so successful with the wing tee. You cannot simply play the pass or you will get killed. You have to play the run. You have to have eye discipline. That means the linebackers and the safeties have to make sure the ball's handed off or Quinn Bingham will run by you.
Got Landon Jackson at tight end this time. Got a toss to Jalen Bordley around the left side. Looks like there is a flag on the play, though.
I think he got around the corner because of a hold. Victor Shaw out there blocking. Don't know if it was on him.
That is the call, holding against the Hawks. That play will come back.
Victor's a new face also.
Victor's a guy that the coaches say have lots and lots of potential. He's just a sophomore.
Here comes a replay.
Here's a Texar instant replay. They said there was holding. We didn't find it, but it must be there. Jalen Bordley around the right side this time. He gets inside the 30.
That's the play we were successful at last year. Ahmad Hicks right there had a crackback block. And we made a living off of that play last year. if you're an outside linebacker with Nashville, you have to have your head on a swivel, meaning you got to look for that block coming in your blind side. Those new helmets look great on TV.
They're awesome. Hawks come to the line of scrimmage once again. Logan Johnson in motion. Inside handoff to number 6, Nick Martin. Breaks several tackles. Nick's at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pleasant Grove Hawks.
The truth in for his first touchdown of the season.
That move back to the inside is what made that play.
Yeah, I don't
The
know if that
line
was
got the hole open.
Don't know if that was a designed counter, but it sure looked like he made a counter out of it, whatever it was.
Do you think his knee's healthy? Do you see him plant?
Yep.
Alex Murphy made a great block there. The interior line.
Pleasant Grove lines up for the point after. The spot, the kick. This one is good.
There we go.
That's Enrique Rios, the brand new kicker. That's his first point after of his varsity career. So welcome to big boy football, Mr. Rios.
The Scrappers are thinking right now, I don't know how many wing teams they play against. They may play against a couple. This is really different than what they're used to. They've probably had a couple of weeks to work on it.
It's our Texar instant replay with the touchdown, Nick Martin.
That's a big cut to the left right there for Nick on a knee that's been rehabbing. You don't see any uncertainty. You look real confident.
Jackson Cartwright, big block there, the center.
So we've got 3 minutes, 49 seconds left in the first quarter, and the score is Pleasant Grove Hawks 13, Nashville Scrappers 0, and we line it up to keep doing it some more. Number 6, Isaiah Jones, is back to receive for the Scrappers, along with number 12, Eric Grigsby.
Should it be a rule that you have white numbers so we old men can see them?
It would sure be helpful, at least on the opposite side of the field. It's not so bad down here close to where we are.
Texas made a rule a few years ago. If you couldn't read the numbers, you couldn't play. It was a penalty.
Rios kicks this one deep to number 6. Isaiah Jones has this one. He's met by several Hawks.
Oh. We have no 30. Number 30 on the tackle. We don't have his name listed here.
Isaiah Jones is brought down at the 18-yard line, and they'll begin their drive there. We've got 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first quarter.
Pleasant Grove already has 100 yards rushing in the first, still in the 3 minute and 42 seconds left in the first quarter.
Texana.
That was brought to you by Texana.
Scrappers have 4 wide. They've got Keyshawn Stewart in the backfield as a running back. It's a handoff to Stewart. He goes around the right side. He breaks a couple of tackles, gets a big gain. There is a flag on the play.
Looks like it may be a face mask. Stewart's a good back. He had a great year last year. I think he rushed for well over 1,000 yards. He actually threw some touchdowns. Had 5 TD passes.
He did. That's a surprising thing for him that he threw 5 touchdown passes, almost 400 yards.
I think they got a hold on the Scrappers. Number 30 is Corbin Franklin. It says number 10 on our roster, and we know nobody is number 10.
Yeah, that number got retired till somebody else earns it.
Belonged to
What
Ben
Coach
Harmon
said.
from last year. So good tackle, Corbin.
Scrappers come again, 4 wide. Stewart in the backfield. Pass was intended. I believe that's number 3.
Hayden,
It's hard to see these. Number 5, Caden Irwin, was broken up by number 4, Hayden Kohler for the Hawks. Falls incomplete, brings up second down.
And Nashville's in a spot now that they do not want to give the ball back to the Hawks. Do they want to go hurry up and throw it every play to try to score, or is it let's play keep away and run the ball? I think number 2 can run the ball.
Man in motion
Keyshawn.
for the Scrappers right now. Inside handoff
There
to
you go.
Stewart once again. He got a hole. He got away. He's at the 45, 50, and out of bounds.
Great call. Great play call there.
Big gain for Nashville. I think the Hawks got caught looking for the pass. Not sure if that was a draw play or not. Maybe we can see it if we get a replay or something, but Hawks weren't ready for that one nonetheless. They come directly to the line of scrimmage, 3 wide this time. It's a keeper by the quarterback, Ty Gordon. He takes it up the middle and picks up another first down. Tackles made by number 4, Hayden Kohler for the Hawks.
Hey, remember this, Nashville is a championship team. They probably haven't been down a whole lot, but they're definitely not going to quit. They've got that attitude. They're going to win the game, and they're not going to quit.
And their quarterback, Ty Gordon, he runs the ball a lot. Last year he had about 1,400 yards. Correction, I'm sorry. 1,045 yards rushing. So he runs the ball a good bit.
And that was Keyshawn to the right side for no gain.
Tackle was made on that play by 7, Gage Stivers. Brings up second down. This is where the Scrappers got the Hawks a while ago, got them looking for something different.
We're playing off of them over here on the left side. They got trips over here. They're going to continue pounding.
Hand off to Stewart again. They're going to make us earn it. Stewart was met in the hole by number 24, Amaje Carter.
That was a great hit.
Great tackle.
A short gain brings up third down.
Amaji's new. He was on the JV last year. Filling in some big shoes for Dylan Hopkins.
It's third down and 8. Pump for the pass, a keeper. Ty Gordon tries to run it, but he is brought down near the line of scrimmage. Tackle was made by linebacker number 7, Gage Stivers.
I think that was by design.
I think you're right.
He's a big kid, the quarterback, but he can run. He's going to play baseball next year at Arkansas State. He is an athlete.
Fourth down and 8.
I would go for it too.
Gordon drops back to pass. He's looking. Nothing open. A lot of pressure. Fumble on the play. Hawks look like they recovered the ball.
Landon Jackson with the forced fumble.
Landon Jackson brings a big pressure, takes him down near the 50-yard line. Fumble on the play. The Hawks recover about the 48-yard line.
Okay, I take back that they should have gone for it. Maybe they should have punted. No, if you're down 13-0. They've had a little success. I'm okay with going for it there.
I think that was
My dad would disagree with me, and I know he's watching. He punts. If it's 4th and an inch, you punt.
Here comes a Texana replay on what we just saw there. Landon Jackson, top of your screen, number 40, closes in.
He's just playing a zone.
That's a moment where I think the game might have just got a little fast for Ty Gordon because he was just 1-on-1 with the big boy.
Yeah.
Inside handoff, didn't quite see who it went to. Looks like number 17. That's Ahmad Hicks for the Grove. Second down, about 7.
Scrappers need to get off the field. Their defense is exhausted. They've been out there all night, and it is hot.
I think the Hawks are trying to intentionally drain a little bit of clock right now. They're running a little slower pace than what they were on the first 2 possessions. Toss to the right side. That's to number 15, the freshman Jalen Bordley. He gets past the first down marker, takes it down just shy of the 35, maybe the 36-yard line.
If you remember in 2017, the Hawks did this a lot. Play slow, come out of the huddle, snap the ball with a couple of seconds left, and you keep the ball out of Nashville's hands.
Well, the clock is running. We've got 41 seconds remaining.
The Hawks are in no hurry. They're going to have to run a play or call a timeout.
That's a keeper by Jalen Woodside. Goes around the right side with it, picks up a first down. Believe that's his first official carry of his varsity career.
Well, if he averages 11 yards a rush for his career, he'll set a few records.
The tackle was made by the Scrappers, number 42, Dexter Draper. That's the end of the first quarter.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
All right, we're back to start the second quarter. Both teams still on the sideline. They're not out there yet, but, man, we're ready. So, Kevin, what do you think of the first quarter? Any surprises?
Not surprised. I was impressed with the freshman running back. And when I say impressed, he held on to the football. And that's all you really want to ask of him. Hey, hold on to the football, get a couple of yards, live to run again. Yeah, and of course, Nick Martin, the truth, Nick Martin.
Well, and the freshman, Jalen Bordley, he's done a little better than just hanging on to the football. He's got really good positive yards on every carry, I believe. So done a great job there.
Logan Johnson. Logan's going to score a ton of touchdowns on one play.
That's right.
On the jet
Logan's going to do what we're expecting him to do. Hawks have only tried one pass, and it just barely missed.
Yeah, Logan is only averaging 21 yards a rush so far. Of course, that helped out with the 49-yarder.
That's pretty good.
That's a handoff to number 17. Takes it down to the 5. He's in for the PG touchdown. Number 17, Ahmad Hicks, takes it in for the score.
Great blocking on the right side. Big Stewie, Jordan Stewart leading the way. When you have what's Stewie, 310, 320?
At least.
He's a big cat. And when those big guys are leaning on that front, Pleasant Grove's going to be able to run at will.
There's your Texana replay.
Good on the extra point. Attaboy. Okay, what do the Scrappers do here? They've got to score. They've got to have a sustained drive. I keep giving it to number 2. Let's pound out some yards, run some clock. If they can go to halftime down 20-7, I think they count that as a victory. They're not going to score it all back in the first half. Wonder what the temperature is out there. It looks really hot.
Doesn't feel as good as it does in here, I'm sure. It was hot when we first got in here, but now it's beginning to feel a little better with the sun going down.
Just a beautiful press box.
Well, one of the differences between Texas and Arkansas football is in Arkansas, you actually can have a TV on the sideline, and your players can actually see replays of what they've just done. And during that last offensive time that Pleasant Grove had, Nashville had a large group of people around that tent. And so they're definitely trying to make some changes, so it'll be interesting to see what they come out.
A few different rules in Arkansas. I don't think the Hawks have a screen on their sideline. In the last game the Hawks played in, they had the world's largest TV right above them.
No joke.
Jerry World. So the Hawks line up to kick off. Number 6, Isaiah Jones, is back deep for the Scrappers once again, along with number 12, Eric Grigsby. Kickoff is taken by the Scrappers. It gets up near the 25-yard line. Can't make out the number of the returner there.
11. Jaden Parker was one of the ones on the tackle. Hawks are flying down on the kickoff. I wouldn't call that a pooch kick. They've seen something on film, the Pleasant Grove coaches, that they're able to kick a little deeper. And when Rios gets a little warmed up and on into the season, he can kick it into the end zone.
Scrappers again come to the line of scrimmage with no huddle. They're 3 wide this time, 1 at the top, 2 twins on the bottom. Inside handoff is met by several Hawks.
If I'm Nashville's coaches, that's a great play. Get 4 or 5 yards a pounding and then throw it. Keep the ball away from the Hawks. They're not going to stop Pleasant Grove tonight. It doesn't look like it. And if you run to the left, you got Landon. If you run to the right, you got Nick Martin.
Gordon back to pass, throws it deep. He's got a man open, but the ball is just overthrown just a little bit. That was number 6, Isaiah Jones. Pass was defended by 13, Jonathan Ketchum.
That was a good throw. He wasn't open.
Might have had a half a step.
Looked
It
like
had
he
to
got
be
a
right
hand-
on the money
had a
to
half a
get there.
step. Big play here for Nashville. If you're Pleasant Grove, look for a screen play, look for a draw, look for the quarterback keep.
Trips on the bottom for the Scrappers, 1 high. Correction, 2 high. A lot of pressure on Gordon, but he gets free. Runs it up the middle. He's met by number 24, Majay Carter, along with a couple of other Hawks as well. He stops shy of the first down. It brings up 4th down for the Scrappers.
They need to punt. It looks like they're sending the punt team on. You do not want to give the Hawks the ball right there. And that was not a designed quarterback draw.
No, he had a lot of pressure. He had to make a decision there.
He felt Landon on one side and Tamir on the other, Tamir Turner, and he had to go. Okay.
It's like a timeout called on the field. I didn't see who called it.
I think the Hawks called it.
Timeout Pleasant Grove.
And this is the special teams coach, Justin Gibson, telling them, watch out for the fake, watch for this. If they do this, is what we're going to do. He's going to tell the punt returner, we want you to catch it, but you don't have to catch it. Be smart.
That's exactly right.
Don't
Play
be a
safe
hero.
in every way.
And they're also telling them, if you can block it, block it. This is a great time. If you're up 20-0, go for a block. Try to block it. If you rough the kicker, you rough the kicker.
So
Let's get a quick update on our Texana stats.
Well, the Pleasant Grove defense has actually held the Scrapper offense to less than 50 yards tonight and have a fumble. And then as far as the Pleasant Grove offense, you're looking at right at 129 yards 153 yards. I left off that last touchdown. As far as rushing goes, both teams have yet to connect on a pass to speak of. So we're still looking for that first completion tonight.
And that's an interesting thing because Pleasant Grove, you kind of maybe expect that. Brand new quarterback and not a lot of passing game. But with the Scrappers, playing a wide, 4 wide, 5 wide, you'd expect them to hit some of those. Scrappers lined up there, going for it, trying to take it around the left side. Doesn't even get close. He's met by Landon Jackson, along with a couple of other Hawks. And so Pleasant Grove takes over 1st and 10 near the 34-yard line.
10:35 left to go in the half.
Honestly, I did not like that play. If you're going to fake punt it, one place you do not want to run it is left because there's a first-team All-American out there, and he just sat there and waited on the quarterback to make the tackle.
Well, and according to our depth chart that we have, Landon's supposed to be playing on the left side of the defense. For that play, they shifted him over to the right side of the defense, which put him on play side of the ball.
Well,
you'd think the Scrappers would have needed to make an adjustment when they got up there and said same play, opposite direction.
Yeah.
So Pleasant Grove comes to the line of scrimmage with no huddle. Woodside back to pass. He's got a man open. It is complete to number 9, Quinn Bingham. That's a touchdown for the Hawks. That is Jalen Woodside's second touchdown pass of his varsity career. First one for this junior season.
That's what happens when you run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. Nashville's playing up. Their safeties are up. And Bingham can run, and he's just going to run by you.
Bingham's got great hands. He runs good routes. He's not flashy. He's just consistent. He's best known for last year in the state championship game getting hurt and coming off the sideline and firing everybody up. He's the kind of guy you want in the foxhole with you.
That fired me up, and I was in the stands.
Well, Bingham's a pole vaulter, right?
I think that's
I believe
correct.
that is right, yes.
You have to have guts to be a pole vaulter, or crazy. Maybe he's both.
Rio's point after is good, and so with 10 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first half, your score is Pleasant Grove 27, Nashville 0. I would imagine even as we begin to approach halftime, we'll begin to see some subs and protect some guys, but for sure we'll probably see that in the second half.
Isn't it fun to coach from the stands? It's easy to coach from up here, and we did this a lot last year. We would have a big lead, and you could hear people around us, well, why is Landon in there? Why is Nick in there? Well, they want to play too.
For sure.
And we haven't had a scrimmage. This is it. And, boys, the Argyle Eagles roll in next week.
Big-time football game.
And
They're going to be for real.
They are a powerhouse. And so that's what Pleasant Grove's going to work on their stuff this game. But that's why the coaches, they're getting them ready for Argyle. And then it doesn't get any easier with Paris, Silsbee, Carthage. We have Pleasant Grove has a murderer's row coming up.
Was it 8 out of the 10 teams are ranked?
Yes.
I think that's right.
A bunch of state championships.
Same guys are back deep for the Scrappers. 3.
Number 2.
Kickoff was taken by number 3, Dontrell Robinson. He brings the ball up to the 27-yard line. Tackle was made by 7, Gage Stivers for the Hawks.
Looks like Gage hurt his leg on that one.
That's not good. We
Let's hope it's a
need
cramp.
Gage.
10 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the half.
Gage made some big plays in the state championship game last year. Let's hope his cramps. Looks like he's stretching it out. He's coming back out.
Yeah, he's coming back. Gage messed us up. He changed numbers this year. I got used to calling him as 34. I have to think about who 7 is.
Nashville needs to kill 10 minutes. That's not easy.
Scrappers are trips on the bottom, 1 man high. Handoff, correction. Ball is thrown to number 8, DeVay Ragland. Thrown at his feet, falls incomplete. Second down for Nashville.
Quinn Bingham did something smart there. The ball skipped. If it skips behind the line of scrimmage, it's still a live ball. We remember that from Nick Martin's hit last year.
That's right.
So keep playing until you hear the whistle.
Second down for Nashville. Gordon drops back to pass. Little inside pass to number 8, DeVay Ragland.
Good play call there. Get a completion.
That's what Nashville needs. Just find some positive yards right now.
did a
Third
little-
down and a couple.
Did a little hook, sat in the zone, and he threw it to him. That's easy.
As a handoff to Stewart around the right side, he does pick up the first down. Ball's marked about the 39-yard line. First down with 9:55 left in the first half.
Nick Martin came up and tripped him up. Nick looks winded.
Nick's been out of football for a little while now, so yeah, it'll take him a little while to get everything back. Gordon's under a lot of pressure.
Torrey Phillips, at this point, has not been blocked. He's having his will over there.
Well,
I
Coach
think-
Fuller is fired up over there on that sideline.
I was going to tell you, Morgan, y'all need a camera dedicated just to Coach Fuller.
I said the same thing. We need the Fuller cam.
He'll end up on ESPN something funny one
We
day.
just probably need no audio on it, just video.
Well, great cutback.
Nice cutback.
I think that
Nice
was a
move.
receiver, number 3 on the takes it down 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nashville.
What a great run.
Very athletic play.
Torrey
That was-
Phillips had him in the backfield. He wasn't going to be tackled. Great run, young man.
That was number 3, Dontrell Robinson. He started on the bottom of the formation, came underneath to the top side, inside handoff. He took it around the edge, Looked like the Hawks should have made a play, but didn't make a play, and that's just how it happens sometimes.
27-6, 9:32 left to go in the half.
Replay coming up.
Your Texar replay coming up here shortly.
Good move right there against Quinn. Quinn Bingham's a good tackler. Then he just outruns the defense. Gets in the end zone, great effort.
He's got good speed. The research I did on reading about the Scrapper receivers and kind of the history of track around here is they've won some state titles before, and they're always competitive. So you know they've got speed.
Well,
Very
they are the current indoor state champions.
Yes.
Is that right?
Indoor state champions?
Yes.
Wow.
And that happened right at the beginning of COVID, and they were able to get that wrapped up.
Nashville reminds me a little bit of Gilmer, maybe because of the colors, the orange and black.
Yeah.
They don't have huge linemen, but they're fast. They have a couple of really big defensive linemen. They remind me a little bit of Atlanta because of the track. Atlanta wins every year in track.
I want to give a shout out to Greg Gold, who is a lot of these helmets you see in Texas, these high school helmets. He's going to put these together. These Pleasant Grove helmets are awesome.
Yes.
I don't know if you've looked at the detail on them. I just realized there's gold going around the PG.
PG on one side, the Grove on the other. The original Pleasant Grove helmet, which I wore, said the Grove on it. And they haven't gone back to that since the end of last year where it said the Grove on the helmet. Little throwback.
Guess it was a couple of years ago that we, Booster Club, kind of started referring to our place as the Grove again. It had stopped for a while. And we started referring to the Grove again. And Coach Amy Colvins, one of our female coaches, said, we really didn't like being called the Grove back in the day because it was a derogatory term. They were called the Grove Girls by all the other schools. But now we've kind of flipped that and tried to turn it into something good. All right, Scrappers line up to kick off with 9 minutes, 32 seconds left in the first half. Logan Johnson is back deep for the Hawks. I think Corbin Shine, number 8, just shy of where Logan is.
If you notice, we have Alex Murphy over here short.
Onside kick. Scrappers have a chance.
Great.
Goes out of
Right
bounds.
on the fingertips.
I like that play call. They're down. They can't stop us on defense. They've got to do something.
Got to take your shot when you have a chance.
And I promise you, Justin Gibson, the special teams coach, told our guys to look out for it. Now, we didn't play it real well. We got lucky. It bounced off his hands and went out of bounds.
To be able to execute an onside kick, so many things have to go right.
And you mentioned, Jay, earlier, Matt Day, who graduated in 2016.
He was amazing.
He was as good as an
man.
NFL kicker. We recovered so many onside kicks. Onside kicking is an art.
Pleasant Grove comes straight to the line of scrimmage. No huddle. Scrappers running 3 down linemen. Logan Johnson takes the ball around the right side. He's got some blocks out in front of him. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's still going. Takes it down to the Nashville 30-yard line.
I'm telling you, Logan Johnson put on about 20 pounds since last season. He's bigger, stronger, faster. Look for this guy. I'm telling you, he can have a 2,000-yard season.
And Logan's the kid. I hope this doesn't sound wrong. If I was him, I would never wear a shirt. He's the kid.
There's a lot of kids on him, Nick Martin.
I would not own a shirt. I would walk.
Well, he's just the next Bruce Garrett then.
Shirts are optional and
he's sporting a great head of hair right now.
Yeah, he got a perm.
Landon Jackson went out of the game. We brought in a backup tight end, number 42, Zach Hughes, getting some varsity time. Zach's a junior.
Moving the pile.
8:43 left to go in the half.
Scrappers are saying they got the ball. We didn't see the fumble, but Scrappers are saying they've got it. Haven't seen a call yet. I don't think the officials will agree with them. We've got the ball. It's still running. They still has live ball.
Whistles weren't blown. Is that a freshman that had that play? Is that Bordley?
15, Jalen Bordley takes the ball. No whistle. He has got head on his shoulders and makes a heads-up play. Scrappers are walking around with their hands up in the air trying to figure out what happened, and the Pleasant Grove Hawks are celebrating.
Are we going to get a Texar replay on that?
Let's see it.
I don't know what to comment on that. You can.
Let's take a look at it again.
Here's a Texar replay for you.
The coaches teach you to play through the whistle, and a freshman just
You can
did
see
that.
15 right there.
Okay.
Ball's on the ground. No, he
Whistle
picks
hadn't
it
been
up.
blown.
He recovered the fumble, number 11.
Did he just
Apparently
take it?
it's
They
a
tried to
touchdown.
take it from him.
The ball is live. Now, Bordley gets it and is gone.
Somebody get that young man a helmet sticker.
Bordley
He
took it out of
earned
his
one.
hands. It looks like it's going to stand. Hawks are lining up to kick the extra point.
Referees are calling a timeout, explaining this to the Nashville coach. He may want to walk over here to their TV. I can see the Nashville players are watching it.
Right now, 33-7,
That is the
8:16 left to go.
strangest. I've never seen that. Nashville recovered the fumble. Number 11 could have run it back for a touchdown.
That's right.
He didn't run, held the ball out.
Well, about 9 of their teammates went and watched the replay and immediately walked away from the 10.
Yeah.
So they saw it.
Coach Gibson is out in the middle of the field. He probably needs to take several steps backwards right there.
Yeah,
I just got 4 text messages. So somebody get that young man a helmet sticker.
One of the assistants needs to be the get-back man for
You gotta
Coach. Go
think-
grab him by the shirt tail.
I'd be irate if I was him, too.
you got to think the referee at some point said verbally the ball is still live. And that's what Jalen Woodside heard,
You would think
and
so.
he took the ball. Now, why number 11 for Nashville didn't hear that and take off running, what a strange play.
We can call that the State Bank take it home play of the game.
That's perfect
So
for State
officials
Bank.
have conferred. Both teams are still on the field as though we're about to have an extra point. So we would assume touchdown is good.
Looking at it, I don't see many mad Nashville fans.
You
Well,
just
that's
can't
it.
hear him booing.
If we were at Gilmer or if we were, I hear some booing now. Yeah. And I don't blame them. They didn't see
Rios'
the replay.
extra point is good.
34-7, your Pleasant Grove Hawks, 8:16 left to go in the half. I tell you, with them throwing the ball, it seems like every time I look up, it's not the clock isn't moving very much.
That's just one of the craziest plays I think I've ever seen in
I
any
agree.
football game.
That has a chance because of Morgan Smith and Texarkana Game Day. That's going to make the rounds to the big boys.
I'm going to say, can we get that on like he got mossed, whatever
We
the
could-
running back version of
We
that
could-
is?
We could see that on not top 10 plays, or we could see it on top 10 plays.
Well, that heads-up play just took Pleasant Grove to 200-plus yards rushing for the game.
Wow.
That's good. We still got 8 minutes left in the first half, so that's a great stat. And again, we've talked a whole lot tonight about 15, Jalen Bordley. The young man is just a freshman. So heads-up plays, good execution all across the board for him.
I think he earned himself a game day MVP sticker for that one. I'm sitting there
I
get this
agree.
man a helmet. I'm going to
Now,
give him a
is
helmet sticker.
That's Jalen's first touchdown.
What a way to get it.
Jalen
I think
Bordley's
that's right.
first
I
touchdown.
think that's right.
Well, he's touched the ball 6 times tonight, and he has touched it the most out of everybody so far.
So that should make his average really, really good, too, because that was a good run.
Okay, we're going to need to get either Jay or an expert in Arkansas football to let us know when the mercy rule takes in effect.
That would be 35 points.
35-point lead. Okay.
Correct.
So Isaiah Jones back deep again, along with 3, Dontrell Robinson, and number 12, I believe, Eric Grigsby.
Sorry, Quinn. I'm still thinking about that last play. I'm not.
I believe it's Grigsby maybe that takes it around. He's trying to come around the right side. He's just getting
Ooh,
met by
wow.
all kinds of people.
Tell you what, I'm really impressed with 13, Jonathan Ketchum. If he doesn't make the tackle, he's there to watch the tackle or get in on it.
Hawks are definitely flying to the ball. The only time it looks like they've really got surprised tonight was early in the game when there was a 3rd and 1, or a 3rd and longer than that, I think it was. And the Scrappers ran what looked like maybe a draw play and just surprised them. So Nashville comes to the line of scrimmage. They're running 4 wide, 2 high, 2 low.
We're going to see some subs along the defensive line, which is great. I see Cartwright's in there. Great throw. And
Gordon's pass complete. Nope, they call it incomplete.
Drew Mason
So
picked
they're
it
not
up.
going to let you have 2. 8:01 left to go in this half.
Yeah.
Jay, give us a Texarkana Bank stat update.
Well, with Bordley's rushing touchdown, He actually took his average to 7.5 yards per rush.
Wow.
Gordon's pass is complete to number 3, Dontrell Robinson. He gets a good gain out of it, picks up the first down for Nashville. He's tackled by number 4, Hayden Kohler.
And Corbin Shine.
Along with 8, Corbin Shine.
Cam Weekly's back in the game. If you want to watch.
A lot of pressure coming after Gordon.
Great effort by Gordon. He
Really
shoveled
heads
it
up
forward,
play.
being chased by none other than Landon Jackson.
A lot of pressure, too, by 25, Davion Stewart. Jr. got in there and got after him.
If you hadn't realized yet, Quinn and I are saying a bunch of new names this year that we didn't say last year.
Seven minutes, 40 seconds left to go in this half. Your first half is brought to you by State Bank of DeKalb.
That's behind the line of
That
scrimmage.
is behind the line.
Gordon's pass falls incomplete. Officials call it incomplete. Looked like it was close to being behind the line, being a lateral, but they call it incomplete. Third down for the Scrappers.
Drew Mason, another new face, was out there. So good to see new faces out there. Nick Martin's back in the game. If you want to watch something, watch 74, the nose guard. Watch the center's head.
Ty Gordon drops back. He's under pressure once again.
Landon.
Pass was intended for 8, DeVay Ragland. It falls incomplete. Landon Jackson was all over Gordon.
I know Nashville, they want to move the ball and they want to score. But if the quarterback's going to hold it more than 2 seconds, he's not going to have a chance.
Yeah, so far they've not had an answer for the pressure coming from the Hawks, and it comes from both sides. Nashville punts it away. Hawks don't have anybody back to receive. They're just going to let it go.
Well,
Get there.
If you did watch Cam on that previous play, he got double-teamed, and that's nothing but great things for Torrey and Landon.
Number 6 made a great play.
Number 6, Isaiah Jones, down the ball at the
Hustle
1-yard
down.
line.
What coaches are looking for here, the body language for the Scrappers is not good, and you understand that. The Scrapper coaches are looking, hey, we're playing one of the best teams in the state of Texas. Let's get better every play. Play your assignment. Let's work on next week. And that's what they'll get at halftime.
That's exactly right. We've got 7 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half with Pleasant Grove up 34-7.
I'm thinking a Logan Johnson 99-yard run right here.
That'd be a pretty thing.
I'd like to see Jalen throw it from here.
I think he's going to throw it.
From the 1?
Yes.
Oh, I guarantee it ain't happening.
It's the half-yard line.
If it was Ben Harmon who'd done this before, maybe. Or just a 99.
So tell me again, Quinn, who all's after this freshman who's just played his first touchdown of his career, comes on a heads-up play?
Yeah, officially, and by the way, that was him on the carry right there. Just took the ball past the 15, picks up a first down for the Grove. Officially, Texas A&M has started a recruiting profile on him. And then as a middle schooler, he was invited to go watch a game by Baylor and got to do that. I don't know if that counts as anything official or not, but he got to go do that. But Texas A&M is legit.
7:02 left in the second quarter.
Got a big play. The 40, 45, 50, flipping sides of the field. He's pushed out of bounds at near the 40-yard line.
Jalen Bordley.
I believe that was Bordley again. Is that number 15?
He's got to have over 100 yards this half, doesn't he?
No, that was number 17, guys. That's Ahmad Hicks.
You are off by, I believe, 3 yards. Yeah, 97 yards is what he's got.
6:50. Clock is stopped. We ran out of bounds. 6:50 left in the half. 34-7 Pleasant Grove.
Sometimes Coach Gibson will kind of play mercy and he won't try to score, but I would think he will play this more like a bigger game and try to work the clock down, score when it's necessary before we go into halftime. I think he'll drain it here a lot. Hand off to 17, Ahmad Hicks. He breaks a tackle, gets down to the 30-yard line, picks up another first down. Ahmad Hicks having a big game as well. Gets up a little gimpy.
Gets up gimpy. That looked like his brother KJ Hicks right there.
That sure did.
Great burst of speed. And didn't look to juke the guy, just tried to run over him and did. Limped off the sideline.
Hope Ahmad's okay. We sure don't want to lose him this early in the season.
The offensive coaches are rotating linemen in.
If you're noticing on the PG helmet right there, those 2 stars, what are those for, Quinn?
State championships.
Yes, sir.
We are
And
under
whose
6.5
idea was that?
minutes.
That was my idea also.
That was your idea.
Got that from my
I am proud to have a son that has 2 of those state championship rings. Looked like we got a busted play there. Anytime you got 3 white jerseys in the backfield and they're running each other, somebody messed up.
but still made positive yards.
This is us. A tackle was made by number 42, Dexter Draper, for the Scrappers.
And that took Bordley over 100 yards.
Shout out.
That's big time for a freshman. That's confidence building right there, boy.
I mentioned to Quinn last year I've got a really good buddy, Bill Yarnell, at Lake Travis, whose son is Nate Yarnell, and if you're a quarterback at Lake Travis, you're a stud, and you got a chance to win a Heisman Trophy playing the NFL. Lake Travis does the stars on their LT logo. Alito does that also.
Hawks come to the line of scrimmage. Sam Bradshaw is up high. That's a handoff. I think that's Logan Johnson
That is LJ.
again. Another big carry for him. He takes it inside the 10-yard line.
Flag on the play.
That is correct. There is a flag on the play. I'm just going to tell you the truth so we don't get in too much trouble. We're having trouble reading some of the Scrappers' numbers on defense, so I know we're not calling a lot of those.
And I don't see well.
Looks like the Hawks were called for holding.
Is that the first penalty, Jay, on Pleasant Grove?
Second.
To give y'all an update, Gilmer is up on Gladewater 14-7.
Wow.
Everybody expects that to be a good game.
Yeah, Gladewater.
Johnny Levere just came over from Spring Hill to Gladewater back to his old stomping grounds, and he's going to be throwing the ball around.
I believe the tackle for the Scrappers on that last play was made by number 15, Miller Goff, and he's a sophomore, so that's worthy of giving him a shout-out to be a sophomore getting in a varsity game and making a play.
And I think if Logan looks at film tomorrow, he's going to wish he'd cut that to the
Logan
outside.
Johnson's going around the left side.
Very nice.
He's got nobody over there but black jerseys, taking it inside the 5, just shy of the touchdown.
That's speed right there. Logan just outran the guys to the corner, didn't quite get in. And Logan's a track guy. He runs a sub. He's run under a 4.5 40.
That's right.
And built like he is, because I told you he doesn't wear a shirt. And he can run.
Yep, 4:50 left to go in the half. 2
things I could never do.
Logan went to a football camp last year at University of Louisiana Monroe with my son, and Logan ran a sub 4.5 laser 40. And my son didn't run that. He's a lineman, so I'm just going – he didn't get close to 4.5.
We now have 2 backs over 100 yards. That took Logan over 100.
Hawks have the ball at the 2-yard line, looking to score once again. Woodside keeps it around the right side. He takes it in the end zone. Jalen Woodside on the score for Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
So Jalen's first rushing touchdown. Correction, second rushing touchdown.
Shout out. I like that young man.
So 4:44 left in the first half.
People aren't going to forget Ben Harmon. They never will. But the talk in Texarkana is – who's going to replace Ben Harmon? Can we replace him? Is the quarterback going to be any good? I think he's been answered tonight. Now, we're not playing against the competition that we're going to see next week. And if you're listening, you've got to understand who we're playing next week. The Argyle Eagles.
They're for real.
4A Division I. They're a bigger school than us, and they love playing football, and they're good at it. They will be really good. They'll throw the ball around.
One of the really cool things that a lot of people don't know about from last year is after the state championship game in Jerry World, as soon as that game was over, Ben Harmon walked over to Jalen Woodside, who he knew was going to be this year's quarterback, looked him in the eyes, and he said, go break every one of my records.
Yes. That's Ben Harmon in a nutshell. That's Ben Harmon.
Top-notch, high class right there.
And it doesn't hurt that Jalen has Logan Johnson, the freshman Jalen Bordley, to turn around and hand it to. Ahmad Hicks, he's going to have some weapons. So everything's not going to be put on his shoulders. like it was with Ben. But a couple of games last year, I think you remember, it was the Greenwood or the Sunnyvale game. It was a tight game into the third quarter, and Ben Harmon took over. That's what we want to see from Jalen Woodside. 4:44 left in the first half, 41-7. Pleasant Grove.
Let's see if looks like we're going to pooch kick it the way the kicker's lined up. That's exactly what he does. Fair catch called for about the 34-yard line. I believe that's number 8. DeVay Ragland made the fair catch for Nashville.
Years and years ago when I was a coach at Pleasant Grove, we were on the opposite side of this quite a bit. So what do you do if you're Nashville? They've got to run the ball. If they throw it and keep throwing it, they're just going to give it back to the Hawks. And if you know Josh Gibson,
there's a mercy rule.
There is a mercy rule in the second half. The clock will run. Josh is going to keep scoring until halftime. It's a great play call.
It's a handoff to Stewart. Went around the right side, just picked up a couple.
Tamir.
Tackle was made by number 59, Tamir Turner.
There's just too much speed on the front seven at Pleasant Grove.
Imagine if Marcus was out there as well.
You know, I've been thinking about that. It's really unusual to have a 5-star and a 4-star, or they could both be 5 stars on one defensive line.
Gordon throws a short
play by
pass to
Bingham.
number 8, DeVay Ragland. It met as soon as he caught it by number 9, Quinn Bingham. Quinn's a great cover guy for the Hawks.
I was talking to his dad last night, and he was like, man, he spends a ton of time watching film looking for little tails. Quick update, Henderson up on Liberty Islo 14-6. Dangerfield down to Atlanta 6-0 in the second quarter. I wasn't expecting that one.
No.
Scrappers are going to these quick passes, quick slants. They realize they can't keep the quarterback in the backfield for very long. That pass was complete to number 5, Caden Irwin. The tackle was made by number 4, Hayden Kohler. First down for Nashville once again. Gordon drops back. Ball's batted in the air. Believe it fell incomplete.
I believe that was Torrey Phillips. And, of course, that's why I'm not coaching anymore, because I said Nashville should run the ball and get to halftime, but they're flinging it.
That pass was intended for DeVay Ragland. He was shaken up on the play a little bit. He's coming out of the game, but looks like he's going to be okay. Quarterback keeper, he's trying to get up the middle.
Nick Martin on the big hit.
Nick Martin meets him at the 45-yard line right in the hole. No gain on the play.
You know what? I'd be okay if Nick walked to the sideline, took his helmet off, and came up here with us.
Yeah, there's a lot of football to be played after tonight's over. You got to keep that in mind. There's a bigger goal ahead. Gordon drops back to pass. Little dump play to number 3. That's Dontrell Robinson. He was met by 7, Gage Stivers, playing inside linebacker. Makes a perfect read on that play.
If you're a Gilmer fan and you're watching in on our game, you remember Nick Martin last year just totally dominated in the big playoff game in Longview.
3.
It's fourth down for Nashville.
Yeah.
They've punted out of this formation. Quarterback, he's dropping back.
Gordon drops back. He's under pressure. He keeps the ball, takes off on his own. Gets to the 50-yard line. He's brought down by several Hawks, led by
What an athletic play by Torrey Phillips.
number 50, Torrey Phillips, kind of making up some ground on him, catching him from behind.
Morgan made a great point. Torrey Phillips is 6'7", 300 pounds. And if you've watched him play basketball, has great feet. That's why he's being highly recruited. Got some big-time offers from Big 12 schools, some SEC schools.
We've got 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half. Your score 41-7 in favor of the Hawks right now. The Scrappers have the ball on the 48-yard line, but the Hawks have the Hawks have the ball on the 48-yard line. First down with 2:28 left. Let's see what Coach Gibson will choose to do. Will he run a 2-minute offense, or will he shut it down? Logan Johnson on the toss around the right side. He picks up a block. He's down to the 40, shakes the guy, gets to the 35.
Great run, Logan. I tell you, Logan's vision is amazing.
And Coach Gibson he's not going to get in a hurry, but he's not going to not score.
That's what I think, too. I think he's going to run. He might even take it down and set up to try to let his kicker get a field goal just to give him a chance.
They're not going to throw the ball. But you got to remember, these kids, they want to score. 2 minutes left. They're going to wait till probably a couple of seconds left on the play clock to snap it.
Hawks have a
They're
man
gonna
in
throw
motion.
it.
Woodside's back deep to throw it. He overthrows.
Was that Sam Bradshaw, wide receiver?
Is that number 5?
Yep.
Yep. Pass intended for 5. Sam Bradshaw falls incomplete.
Morgan, are you going to fire me because I'm not much commentator because I said there's no way he's going to throw it? But usually that's the best time to throw it. And if you're watching and you're from Nashville, he's not going to run the score up. We're going to get subs in. Now, one thing about having subs at the 4A level, my buddy Bill Yarnell down at Lake Travis, they have 3 and 4 deep. They can put in subs. It's tougher for Pleasant Grove and 4A with the depth.
Yeah, coach is running in subs right now already. Number 11, Jaden Parker, just came in for the Hawks at the wide receiver position. That was a handoff for the Hawks. Not sure who it went to. Short gain on the play. It's 3rd down.
That
Hawks
was
taking
Logan.
1 minute, 30 seconds left to go in the half.
Hawks are taking their time.
It wouldn't surprise me if coach takes a shot at the end zone somewhere in all of this and then just be settled if it doesn't work. Let's try to kick a field goal and give a brand new kicker a chance.
What a stiff arm. That is a freshman you're watching, folks.
Jalen Bordley around the left side playing big boy football like he's all grown up.
We need to get a cut of my man with the big boy football. We need that.
Is Joe Bowling here?
Get
Or
him
is
in
he
the
watching
studio
on TV?
next week. We need it.
Coach Gibson said all last year in Jalen's 8th grade year, he said, y'all don't have any idea how special this kid's going to be. And he called it. He said he will be a 1,000-yard rusher as a freshman.
He's 14 years old. Kohler.
That's Kohler up the middle. Big gain for the Hawks. Takes it down to about the 6 or 7 yard line.
And here's
1st and goal.
Here's another thing that the coaching staff at PG's thinking about. If we score here, if Pleasant Grove scores here, we're for sure going to start the mercy rule in Arkansas where the clock runs. And when that happens, we get out of here earlier.
Yeah.
Pleasant Grove does.
Less chance of injuries.
Less chance of injuries. Let's get the kids back, get them iced up, and get ready for the Argyle Eagles.
30 seconds remains.
What do I know? I say he's going to throw the ball here.
Alex Galvan comes into the game at wide receiver for the Hawks. It's a handoff to Logan Johnson. He takes it in for the Pleasant Grove score.
Lightning Johnson.
Is that Logan's 3rd score of the night?
Your State Bank touchdown. 47-7. 13 seconds left to go in the half.
The Hawks are just dominating on
Boy,
the line
for a
of
team
scrimmage.
that has not scrimmaged, were you expecting them to come out and look this good?
No, I didn't expect. I thought Pleasant Grove would have more penalties. I thought PG would have some offsides.
Rio's point after is good. Once again, there are 13 seconds left in the first half, and the score is Pleasant Grove 48, Nashville Scrappers 7.
Hey, let's give a shout out to the cheerleaders and the flag runners. They got to come to the game. I understand you can't do stunts, can't touch each other. The football players can tackle but cheerleaders can't.
Well, that last drive put Pleasant Grove over 350 yards rushing.
Wow.
Yeah, Coach Gibson's got to be pleased with the way his guys have looked tonight.
I would love to know, and I'm not going to ask them, they're next door to us, Nashville coaches, has there ever been a mercy rule against the Scrappers here in Nashville?
That is not a question I would ask.
I bet Jay Davis could find that out.
I think that they actually only have 9 losses in the last 104 games at home. Man, I'm stretching on trying to pull up a memory there, but I think that's a close stat.
With 13 seconds left in the first half, I would assume Nashville will either fair catch this ball or try to get a big run out of it. But once they get the ball on offense, I would think they would kneel it.
There you go.
So we have a little onside squib kick, more like it.
Good ground ball catch by.
I don't know if y'all just noticed this. What does Logan have, 3 touchdowns already? I'm sitting here noticing the coach on the sideline coaching him up on his cuts.
That's how you get better.
If I've ever seen a kid who wants to get better, it's Logan. He is. I'm really, really excited for him this season. He's definitely put in the work.
So Nashville takes the ball with now 11 seconds left. They're at the 47-yard line. We would think that they would probably take a knee, but who knows? They might take a big shot at the end zone.
I'm taking a shot at the end zone. What do you
Oh,
mean
come on.
take a knee? What are you talking about?
They're like us. There's a lot of football left to be played. They hand it off, though, to Stewart. He takes it to the 50-yard line. Probably content to just let the clock run out here. That looks like what they're going to do. So that's the end of the first half with the score Pleasant Grove 48 and Nashville Scrappers 7. What a great half of football for Pleasant Grove.
These white uniforms Pleasant Grove have are nice.
I think they'll wear them again.
They should. Now, when are they breaking out the Jordan-branded ones?
I thought these were Jordans, but I'm not.
Oh, are
I'm
they not? Are they?
I thought they are, but I'm not positive of that. But, this is one of those things where you win a game like this, and these become your kind of championship uniforms. That's what you want to play in because it feels so good.
Josh loves to play in the white, which I do too. I think Jay's going to back me here. The best-looking uniform in all of football is the Texas Longhorn solid white. Wouldn't you agree, Jay?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think we are going to get a halftime show done by the Nashville band. They're lined up in the north end zone, so we'll get a little something that will happen here for halftime.
Well, guys, I was excited the whole half. So the defensive stats are going to be slim to none. But as far as
So what you're saying is we need to find a new stat guy.
no, I'm just going to say there's room for improvement for next week, and I will actually have something computerized to help me do a little bit better. But the Pleasant Grove defense held the Nashville Scrappers to less than 125 yards total offense. And as far as Pleasant Grove goes, like I shared previously already, rushing was 350-plus yards. And the lone pass of 35 yards, which puts Jalen with a great completion average of 35 yards a pass.
I would think Pleasant Grove just has to feel good across the board right now on both sides of the ball. And probably the biggest concern was what's your quarterback going to look like, and he's done a fantastic job. And then I don't think Coach Gibson is surprised by Jalen Bordley, the freshman, but everybody else might be just because they simply didn't know. But, when you got a freshman that shows up like that, that'll get you excited for the rest of the year.
And, I saw that kid play one game last year, and I remember thinking, man, that kid is legit. Now, I didn't know he was going to come out here tonight and start till over the summer. But Matt's really, really exciting to have a young player.
An interesting thing about him is, he's the starting fullback, but he's the number 2 outside linebacker, and the only guy in front of him is your boy, the truth, Nick Martin. So you coming in, and the only guy in front of you as a freshman linebacker is Nick Martin. That in itself says something big about you.
I remember talking to Josh Gibson a few years ago when Jalen was a 5th grader, and Coach Gibson said that's the best 5th grade athlete I've ever seen. And and Josh has seen a bunch. He's coached in Plano. He's coached in Frisco. He said he's the best he's ever seen.
And we want to apologize. We're having some technical difficulties with our sound on the field. Normally we'd have our game day set. Our game day set sponsored by State Bank, Conterra, and Texarkana Emergency Center. We'd be live from there for pregame, halftime, postgame. We're having some issues with audio, so you probably won't be able to hear the band unless they're loud enough to come through this glass. But we apologize about that. We'll have all this fixed for your Week 2 matchup against Argyle. It's always a little bit different when you travel to a stadium you don't go too often.
Right.
It's always kind of up in the air.
Well, I will say the accommodations, though, are very, very nice. Nashville's done a great job welcoming us, and so it's definitely been a nice evening.
Did we have a good meal?
Oh, man.
Tell them about the meal. We had a steak, baked potato, salad, looked like homemade desserts. And me and my wife, Stephanie, and my family have always done the press box at Pleasant Grove with the food. We may have just been outdone. They didn't have the variety that we had, but I had a delicious.
It was a very good steak. That is absolutely right.
This is true. Let me give a shout out to our halftime sponsors. This year we have Game Day Spirit. We're going to be covering cheer, dance, and band. Cheer and dance are the same thing, aren't they? Drill team and band. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors who are making that possible. Sonic, Dr. Pepper, Complete Computing Solutions, The Beauty Bar, Taylor Barr, former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, is helping us out with Game Day Spirit. Express Personnel. If you know Joey Martin, you know how great of a job he does in our community. Texas Farm Bureau. All right, my boy Braxton Langdon, if you need anything. And our main sponsor for it, Texana Bank. We appreciate.
Just got a text from Braxton Langdon at Texas Farm Bureau. They have great homeowners insurance. Go by there and let him save you some money. He was telling us how good we're doing. The video is great. And I just noticed the actual boss of Texarkana Game Day came in, Jennifer Smith, Morgan's lovely wife. And we all know that we men, we have nothing to do with anything. And we just do what we're told. And she whispered something in Morgan's ear, and he jumped to it. And
Hey, now.
We know how it goes, and we're sitting by 4 men right up here that do what we're told.
We have no field camp.
One of the things I've enjoyed in watching this game so far is looking at the defensive line along with Landon Jackson, the pressure they're getting on the quarterback. Just so far, Nashville hasn't really had an answer at this point for the speed that comes out of guys that size.
So listen, I think this season we're going to see a lot of this. What I love about Coach Gibson is he will play anyone. I said that. I remember saying this last year, asking Coach Surratt, which, you know, if you're watching this, you don't know who Coach Surratt is. Was 8-time state champion?
7-time.
7-time state champion at Carthage. I remember asking him pregame last year on set, when's the last time somebody scheduled you for a homecoming game? And he laughed and said, I've never been scheduled for a homecoming game. This is the first time.
And you know what? Scott Surratt loved that.
And how great was it for the fans?
He did, yeah.
And like, you know, and this year we have Argyle coming next week.
Yes.
Silsby, you know, meeting in a neutral location.
Yeah.
That Carthage game. I mean, the Argyle game's arguably just as big. What are they ranked number 1 in the state?
Yes.
1 or 2.
Right, yeah.
In Division I.
It's exciting. We have some great football going on in Texarkana right now. Let me look up these scores, give y'all some local scores.
Was that Ric Flair said, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yes.
You got to keep playing the man.
Henderson up on Liberty Allo, 21-6 at halftime. Halftime at Atlanta High School Stadium, 6-0 over number 3 ranked Dangerfield. Jefferson's up on Pittsburgh at halftime, 14-7. Queen City is up on Linden Kildare, 14-0 early in the second quarter. Redwater's down at halftime to Ore City, 14-6. New Boston up on New Diana, 20-7. Hugh Springs up on Art, 20-0 at halftime. Clarksville up on Whitewright, 10-8. Hooks down 39-0 to Mount Vernon.
Oh, God.
I didn't realize Mount Vernon was so. That is Art Briles, isn't it?
So Art Briles is going to throw the pill around the yard.
You know, Hooks did lose a lot.
Yeah,
last
Hooks
year.
lost
They lost their running back, their quarterback. I know they have Benji Johnson, who's going to, if I'm not mistaken, University of New Mexico as a wide receiver. But you got to get him the ball.
A little surprising, Jefferson's up on Pittsburgh. I thought Jefferson would be down a little bit. I thought Pittsburgh would be a little better.
Jefferson is that team. Yes, okay. Jefferson is really, really good.
Jefferson beat Pittsburgh pretty good last year. And Pittsburgh is a district opponent of ours. And probably one of our bigger rivals, wouldn't you say, Quinn, along with Gilmer?
Yeah, I think so.
Pittsburgh loves to play us, and they'll be back. They got a great coach, and it's kind of off the subject, but Brad Baca at Pittsburgh, he's one of the
high-class guy.
High-class dude. I wouldn't be surprised, even though he may have a losing record at Pittsburgh, he's going to get a bigger job somewhere.
When Marcus Burris got hurt before the season even started, I made a picture of Marcus and kind of an encouragement thing, and I posted it on our Pleasant Grove Facebook page. And probably the 3rd or 4th person that commented on that picture was Coach Baca from Pittsburgh. And he wrote a full paragraph of encouragement to Marcus. And how cool is it that an opposing coach would take the time to do that for a player? I just thought that was awesome.
He was the only coach. There wasn't any – no, he was it. And Marcus has dominated his team for 3 years, but he still gave him some love.
Let's real quick. Let's go to Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Every day I come to school.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
I set my mind to be better than I was yesterday. I work harder.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
I ask more questions.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
And I challenge myself to learn more than I did the day before.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
My teachers help me grow so that I can excel. Black and gold is a state of mind. A way of doing things bigger, better, with more passion and more determination.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
Because we know that everything we do adds to Pleasant Grove's legacy of success. The more I push myself, the more I prepare myself for my future. We strive to be the best in the state in everything we do. We bring home the gold and set the standard for schools across Texas. Black and gold, it's a state of mind.
Welcome back. Give y'all an update on the Gilmer-Gladewater game. Gilmer's up 27-14, 2 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in the half. We have about 9.5 minutes before the second half starts here, and mercy rule will be in effect. Somebody tell me about the mercy rule.
I believe once a team is up by 35, the clock does not stop unless there is a timeout or an injury on the field.
So it doesn't. Okay. We do that in Texas. Quinn and I work the scoreboards and announce, and a lot of times in Texas you'll get a coach come in from downstairs and say, "Hey, run the clock, don't stop it." And we've in the Josh Gibson era we've had several of those. Because I promise you, over there across the sideline, the buddies that I always go to games with, they've been asking, why is Landon in the game? They've probably asked it 50 times. You know you are. But I don't look to see a lot of Landon or Torrey or Nick. I think Jalen will come out at quarterback and probably play into the fourth quarter, and then Drew Mason will take over.
I think you're right on all of that. When we have played several games at, is it Crum, I think?
Yes. We played in Rockwall. No, Royce City.
Royce City, that's
Yes.
what I was thinking. But it was Crum was who we were playing.
Yes.
But there's been a couple of different times where I've been down the field and taking photographs and stuff like that for our social media or whatever. And so I could hear what Coach was saying. And there was a particular game that we played at Royce City. I won't say who we were playing for that one. But where Coach pulled the team over during the second half, still early in the fourth quarter, and he told the team, he said, we won't hang 70 on this team because we were just beating this team so badly.
Yeah.
So he told guys, he said, now, if you get an interception, go score it.
Yeah.
But if you get just a big run as a running back and you've already had some, take it out of bounds or take a knee more likely. But I remember I heard him say we won't hang 70-something on this team because he told the boys in a huddle, he said, I've been on the other end of that.
Yes.
And we won't humiliate anybody.
We got a shot here. A little girl, if you can look about the 42-yard line here. She is practicing her chill. Look at her. Look at her. Whoa, look at that.
That's impressive.
Is your monitor not working over there? You can watch it on mine here.
Oh, I see.
Look
It's
at
on
this
the
tumble.
Pleasant Grove side.
I think this is called a tumble. Look at backwards. Oh, almost. Watch.
Is that
Here we
your
go.
baby girl?
That's not mine. Let's see.
Oh, do it one more time,
She
girl.
doesn't know she's a star right now.
She's thinking about it.
So close.
That hurts my. I can't watch. It hurts my back. Go, baby. Oh, come on. Now these two.
Now one of those cheerleaders needs to go help her.
yeah.
There, she made it.
The girls that are up here on their phone, get off your phone. Come help this child.
Did I hear music in my ear?
I hear it in mine.
Guys, normally we'd be having the halftime show right now, but of course, Pleasant Grove Band will not be traveling to away games this year.
That is Dylan. I got a great text from my wife. That is Dylan Fuller. And that is Coach Fuller's daughter.
Coach
Is that really Coach Fuller?
Mad
Hey,
Dog
you know
Fuller,
who
that's
I
his
love
girl.
is Lil Phil Tilt.
Well, if you don't know who Morgan's talking about,
That's little Phil right there by her.
okay, if you're watching, you need a camera on Phil Tilt. And it's a play on words because we have on the back of our jerseys full tilt. Coach Fuller, our defensive coordinator, has a little boy named Phil. And his nickname has become Phil Tilt. He goes 100 miles an hour everywhere he goes.
I think he just scored.
He did. He just scored. And quick shout out to, we're talking about Phil Tilt. My lovely daughter Chloe babysat him one night and came home. I think Chloe had a black eye, was bleeding from her ear, and a couple of lamps. I'm not exaggerating. A couple of lamps were broken, but she said, "I love Phil Tilt."
That's funny. We got about 5 minutes left in this halftime, so that's about how long you have to get up and go find something to drink, something to snack on, and make it back for some good football.
Are we big time enough, Morgan, that we have folks at home can pause the game and come back and watch it?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know if that had anything to do with us, but a lot to do with YouTube.
So if you're watching on the YouTube channel, make sure that you click where you can subscribe to it, and you don't just have to find it every time, but subscribe to Texarkana Game Day, and they'll be covering a lot of football this season, more than just this one game for sure.
And leave us comments. Show your pride.
This big game next week, Pleasant Grove is welcoming number 1 ranked Argyle to town. Put in the comments who you got in this game.
The Grove has had lots of encounters with Argyle in baseball, isn't that
Yes,
right?
and we
Not so much in football.
for the past, I would say in the early 2000s, it would be every year it would be Argyle and Pleasant Grove in the regional finals in baseball.
And the number of fans that would show up to that game from both sides
Unbelievable.
was incredible.
And it was a rivalry. It was.
All right, we got Dylan. She's on the camera. Let's see it here. Is that a back handspring? Is that what that's called?
Man, I don't know.
There we go.
That was pretty good.
We got her playing. We got a football game down here. Let's see what she decides to do next.
If Phil Tilt's
Tilt's down there. I know they had him in pads the other night.
He's talking noise.
Like
he's going to drive that kid into the track.
Okay, whoa!
Well, he wrapped him up. I mean,
that was like good form tackle.
And the kid on the ground, he's got to make a decision. He's got to make a business decision. Do I want to keep playing with Phil? Well, no, he's gone.
He done hurt him. Let's go find your mom.
The big kid said, "Yeah, I'll take you to your mother." And nothing against that kid. It's just Phil Tilt is
full tilt.
He's full tilt.
Well, the Hawks are returning to the field
in the icy whites. So, Morgan, will you guys be at Walk-Ons again this week?
We will. You can catch us at Walk-Ons this upcoming Thursday. We'll probably start at 5. We'll have a big show for you. We will have NFL alumni Trey Carson's in the house signing autographs, and we have quite possibly. I'm not saying this for sure, but I talked to LaMichael James this morning, former Oregon great, finalist for the Heisman, San Francisco 49er, Miami Dolphin. He wants to come see this football game Friday, so he may be at Walk-Ons Thursday night signing autographs. And if those aren't big enough names for you, we got somebody else. The big man, Landon Jackson, Marcus Burris, Nick Martin. I think we're going to get Clayton Smith, number 1 rated outside linebacker in the state of Texas until he committed to University of Oklahoma. It's funny how he fell into that one spot.
Good.
Oh,
serves him right. Serves him
Get out of here. We'll get Clayton Smith there. Damian Henderson from over at LE.
Hey, it's 902 and OU. Can we say that on here?
No, can't do it. Can't do it.
They all know.
I can't wait.
But man, hey, Thursday night, come to Walk-Ons, have a good time with us. We'll be there early, but show will probably run from 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 7:30. We were having a bunch of fun, and come say hi to the athletes. Come say hi to us. It's a great time. We'd love to see you there.
Your show on there, last night when I watched it, I think honestly what was the best thing I've seen Texarkana Game Day put out in terms of the set and the atmosphere for what y'all did. That's just a good environment. It's what that restaurant is about too.
Thank you.
It was just a lot of fun to watch. It looked really good.
Well, let me give a quick shout out to Mr. Aaron Whitehead, who put together all of our background.
If you know, Aaron, about an hour before the game, came in the press box. He sets all this up. We thought we were going to have to give him CPR. He's in great shape.
I almost walked to the ambulance earlier. If y'all didn't see us on pregame, we weren't able to use our famous set that we have. I'm going to call it famous.
Quinn and I were just in the press box eating steak and desserts.
Yeah, well.
You guys were sweating.
We were down here stressing out. But, Red River Lumber is building us actually a brand new set. We have 3 indoor sets, 1 outdoor right now. They're building us another outdoor. It'll be 13 feet, between 13 and 14 feet, all one piece, which if you've ever seen this set put together, it's about 600 pounds, breaks it down in 5 pieces, and it is no joke. So really excited about this other set. It'll look identical, just be a little bit bigger. Shout out to Red River Lumber and Overhead Door for doing that for us.
Now, are you going to have the new set either at a Texarkana home game, I suppose? You're not going to take it on the road, are you?
Well, those sets...
if you are, I don't want to help.
Well, no. Last year, it was just 2 or 3 of us. This year, we were able to add some people, so I don't want to touch that set personally. I'm going to say my back hurts even if it doesn't. So I don't have to touch that thing. Everybody's laughing behind me because y'all know. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I was about to say your whole crew has heard you now, so there's no hiding.
Hey. You know what they want? That autograph. They want that autograph.
On the paycheck. Yeah.
We've talked about this even last year. If you'd have gone back 5 years and said, we're going to have a marketing TV company that's going to show all the games in Texarkana, they're going to interview the kids and prop them up, I wouldn't have believed it. And I remember seeing you, Morgan, at one of the first practices.
You made fun of me.
And I said, what is that guy doing? And they said, he's going to video the games. And I was like, well, bless his heart.
Yeah.
Kevin and I were talking.
I was thinking that myself first game.
Yeah.
Kevin and I were talking when we were driving here tonight about how much the atmosphere of everything Pleasant Grove, but especially at football, has changed in just the last few years. When my family and I moved to town back in 2012, Pleasant Grove definitely wasn't known for football. They were a baseball school. And my family and I moved here from a football town, West Monroe, Louisiana. So we showed up on a Friday night to our first Pleasant Grove football game, and we showed up 2 hours before kickoff because that's what you do where we came from. Well, we were the only car in the whole parking lot.
I've heard this story. I know this story well.
And when we walked into the stadium, there was like elevator music played over the sound system. People were dressed in black like they were going to go out on a party date that night. And They left when halftime was over. Yep. And to have thought from 2012 to 2017, when really everything really got big and following, what it would be like now is just really amazing to consider. And you guys with Texarkana Game Day have been a huge part of making that change. Just an entirely different culture.
Last year I said it. I make a living doing other things. This is what I love to do. This all just we put this together in like 2 weeks last year, Texarkana Game Day. We had no idea what we were doing. Not one single person on our staff had a single day of broadcasting experience. It showed. We knew we probably weren't going to be great on the microphones, but I wanted it to look good, and that's kind of what we've always done. We want to have a high production, and, I love doing marketing and promotion for companies. What I really love doing is promoting young athletes. And they get excited about it. I get excited about it. I have really big plans for next football season. I'm already talking about next year. But just let y'all know, we got big things coming.
Well, you've got big plans even before next football season. You said for basketball and baseball, it's all going to be different
baseball,
this
year. Nobody else in the entire country is doing what we're going to be doing for basketball and baseball. We originally were going to do it for this football season. They lifted the live stream ban, so we had to pivot a little bit to cover the needs of local schools.
Here's a good example of how good you're doing. Matt Robertson sent me a text and said, I may never attend another game. Just stay home and listen to you guys.
Don't say that. Don't say that. They won't let us do this anymore.
Don't do that.
Please.
Could be bad.
Please come out. But I tell you, Texarkana Game Day would not be what it is right now, and we're constantly going to be evolving this season without our sponsors. we desperately needed them this year, and all of them have came through. Our main sponsors, Texarkana Emergency Center and State Bank, been with us since day one. Shout out to Dr. Young, Joe Nichols, for gambling on us last year, and that's exactly what they did. I could not afford to do what we did last year without them.
And I'm sure there's businesses that are listening and watching, and they're thinking, how can I get involved? I want my business on this because there's so many eyeballs on it, especially this year. So I look for, Morgan, your phone may be blowing up.
Please give us a call.
All right.
We have a lot of things we'd like to do we can't afford to do right now.
All right, both teams are back on the field. We are lined up for kickoff once again to start the second half. Pleasant Grove is going to be kicking off from north to south. Scrappers will receive. Same three guys back deep that we've had the previous parts of the game. Let's see how the second half plays out.
So let me ask you this. Are we going to see Woodside at quarterback start this game? I mean, I feel like he needs the experience with Argyle coming down next week.
I think he will for sure start the second half. I don't think you'll see him finish the second half, though.
I agree with that.
So we had a fair catch call just shy of the 35-yard line, about the 34 maybe.
Probably have our Pleasant Grove's going to have their starting defense out. And like I said earlier, Pleasant Grove has depth for a 4A school, but compared to other bigger schools, they can't sub the whole defense. We don't have the kids to do it.
All right, so the Scrappers come to the line of scrimmage to start the second half. They're playing 3 wideouts, 2 low, 1 high. It's an inside handoff to Stewart. He barrels up the middle.
Shout out, Torrey Phillips on the tackle.
Picks up about 5 yards or so, maybe 6 on the gain. Second down for the Scrappers.
Nashville's not going to quit. They're going to keep running their offense. I think they're going to mix pass and run. They're going to try not to look at the scoreboard. And they're going to try to get better as the Hawks.
Ty Gordon, the quarterback, keeps it and barrels up the middle. He picks up maybe a yard and a half. Third down. Let me make an unashamed plug right here. I just got a text from the brand new assistant principal at Pleasant Grove, Neil Kaiser, and he said if I figure out a way to give him a shout out, he will give me some free shrimp. So, Neil, you have been shouted out. We got a big sack from Nick Martin blowing up the backfield. Woo!
Yeah.
Pressure's not a sack,
Nick,
but it is a tackle for a loss on number 2, Mr. Stewart.
I can't help myself, man. Y'all know I love it when Nick makes big plays.
That was big. And okay, Coach Gibson. Let him make one more tackle, and then somebody run out there and get his helmet.
No, let him play.
Put it in his bag.
That's Coach Gibson telling Nick, hey, we believe in you. We need you.
I know. And Nick's having fun. You got to think 4, 5, 6 months ago, Nick was injured his knee. He didn't know if he was ever going to play again.
Scrappers punted on that possession. The ball is spotted down at the 25-yard line. Pleasant Grove will take over.
And who of us thought when Nick was hurt, we all talked about, well, let's hope he's back for the Carthage game, or let's hope he's back for district.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, he's back 100%.
And what a lot of people don't know is that he actually had 2 knee surgeries.
Had 2 surgeries.
You know, he had a surgery and was recovering, and he slipped and fell in a local business, and they had to do a second surgery on him. So he actually recovered after 2.
I know who's not sponsoring game day.
No.
I know who's not getting no airtime.
You see, I was safe. I did not say a business name. That did not come out.
But we've all been there 8,000 times.
I did a sit-down interview with Nick. You can catch it on the game day page. It would came out, I believe, yesterday. And, man, he's such a great kid. You know, and
Scrappers have a player down, trying to see a number, let you know who that is.
Yeah, Morgan, from what Coach Gibson says, Nick he's got a fire in his belly that he wants to go to the next level. And
real quick, I'm sorry, let's go to commercial break real quick. We'll be right back.
Perfect.
I think that's 25.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, We also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
We've got 9:07 left in the third quarter. That was number 25, Riley Dodd, was shaken up on the play, but he did get up during the break, and he actually jogged off the field. So we're always glad to see young men be able to make it off the field on their own. Hope that he's going to be okay.
And that was Logan with the last run.
Hawks come to the line of scrimmage. It's a fake toss and then a give to number 30.
What a block by
Corbin
Alex Murphy.
Franklin takes it around the right-hand side.
Let me get a replay on that.
Picks up a few on that carry.
That's the old counter
correction,
trap
third
play.
down now.
Alex Murphy's number 56, correct?
That's
Yes.
right.
Great block. Got a replay coming on that, Aaron?
It's coming.
He wasn't ready for it.
Aaron's tired.
I know. I'd be tired too. We hadn't slept all week. Well,
Aaron's carried
Aaron
the
might
show.
not have slept. Here we go. Look at this block, number 56 right here.
Yep.
He caught it a little late. He got his blocked his man.
We do have some subs that are in right now. We've got a left tackle sophomore, number 77, Macarian.
Field cam's down.
Macron Whitaker. Got number 16, Alex Galvan, playing receiver.
That was intended for Galvan, just a little overthrown. The clock, if you notice, if you're watching, you can't see the clock on your screen, but it is running. Arkansas Mercy Rule. We're down to 7:50.
We have the technology to show it. We'll have it in the future. Just right now, we had home team was already plugged into it.
We got another backup lineman in, number 58, Tyler Foreman, is in for the Hawks. So it's fun to be able to call out some new names.
is.
Number 11, Jaden Parker, is coming in right now at wide receiver. He's wide on the bottom of the formation. It's a handoff to 15, Jalen Bordley. He breaks through a hole. That's a
One man
40,
to beat.
45, one man to beat. Takes him down inside the 30-yard line. The freshman, number 15, Jalen Bordley, starting his career with a highlight game.
This young man's having one heck of a ball game.
Jalen,
That heads-up play in the first quarter, icing on the cake.
Jalen's grabbing his left hammy. Jogging off the field, that could be a cramp.
Like I said earlier, Coach Gibson said back during the summertime that Jalen Bordley is going to be a 1,000-yard rusher as a freshman.
He may
so
be that
right now,
tonight.
he's got several hundred, doesn't he?
154 yards.
154. So he's on a good pace to get a good season. Hawks have the ball at the 26-yard line. It's first down with 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter.
And they're in no hurry. Let's let this clock run out.
It's a handoff to number 1, Logan Johnson. He kind of sneaks through the left side a little bit. A little pushing and shoving going down there, a little extracurricular.
That's okay.
That's just frustration on the part of the Scrappers. You understand that.
I like that. They're still in the game. They don't want to get scored on. Logan is a smaller back, even though he's big and strong and muscular, not real tall. He's really good on that little inside trap because sometimes you can't see him. And when you add that with the 4.5 speed, he's going to score a lot of touchdowns.
If you're watching from Walk-Ons or Texas Roadhouse, shoot a picture of the TV up there. Send it to us at a DM. Put it in the comments. We'd love to see you having a good time.
Sam Bradshaw runs a play in. He goes wide at the top of the formation for the Hawks. Woodside rolls out to the right, throws it to the end zone.
Flag on the play. Incomplete pass.
Ball's incomplete.
That's Bradshaw he was throwing to.
Don't think Bradshaw was open on that, but still took a shot down there. You can do that when you've got this big a lead. That's not what you want to do in a closer game.
Clock still running, 5:14 left. Third quarter. It's different here. You can look in the stadium and If the government was watching, they probably wouldn't be real happy with social distancing, especially here on the Nashville side. But they're separated by rows.
His camera.
The Scrappers declined the penalty and give the Hawks third down. Like the ball's to 17, third down for Pleasant Grove. The clock is still running. Maybe a little confusion for Pleasant Grove. Players running in and out.
Yeah, this is what you expect to see in the first game. They've done really well. I can't remember Pleasant Grove ever having a delay a game last year. I can't.
20.
I think that handoff was to number 20. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's B.J. Rayfield, the junior tailback.
3:56 left to go here in the third quarter. Mercy rule is in effect.
And if Quinn said this earlier, it's really, really hard to see the Nashville numbers from the press box. We're trying to get you who's on the tackle.
I can see who's inside the hash marks down here close to us, but they don't get inside the hash marks very often. Ball's inside the 15, about the 14-yard line. It's first down for the Grove. Uh-oh, ball's on the ground. Everybody, there's a big scrum looking for it.
Hang on to it this time, Nashville.
Scrappers are pointing like they have it, but we don't see an official signal just yet. And there it is. Nashville recovers the fumble. I believe that's the first stop for the Scrappers this evening.
Give you some scoring update. Henderson up on Liberty Islo still 21-6. Dangerfield still has not scored on Atlanta. 6-0 Atlanta. Dangerfield's ranked number 3 in the state. Jefferson's now tied with Pittsburgh 14-all. Lyndon Kildare is down to Queen City 14-0. Orr City is up on Redwater 14-6 in the third. New Boston's up big on New Diana. Hugh Springs up big on ARP.
Looks like right now Pleasant Grove's still running a lot of its starters on defense. Not all of them, but the majority.
Galvan on the tackle coverage.
That pass was complete. I believe that was number 3, Dontrell Robinson. Alex Galvan made the tackle for the Hawks.
Coach you're seeing over here by the referee is Coach Fuller, defensive coordinator. High-intensity guy.
Gordon's pass was intended for 8, DeVay Ragland. It's incomplete. It was defended by number 13, Jonathan Ketchum for the Hawks.
I think Landon may have got a finger on it, or if he didn't get a finger on it, he altered the pass.
Alex Galvan's in now for the Hawks playing safety.
Nearly intercepted there by Nick Martin.
And Gordon's pass falls incomplete.
Nick's everywhere. Ty Gordon's going to go to bed tonight, and he's going to see number 40 coming from his right side. And he's going to see a 10-foot number 50 in Torrey Phillips on his left.
Scrappers punted away. Hawks don't have anybody back to receive, content to just let it settle somewhere.
Down to a minute to play. Yes, this quarter's going fast.
Nashville downs the ball to 24-yard line. So with less than a minute to play in the third quarter, the score is Pleasant Grove 48, Nashville Scrappers 7.
Well, let's see who comes out at quarterback. I see Jalen Woodside, number 3, is in the huddle. Not sure if he's going to come out, or are we going to see Drew Mason? The body language of Nashville is not good, which you would expect. They're still going to play hard.
Got a shout out from Rebecca Ship. They're out on Lake DeGray right now on the houseboat watching.
Like Woodside is still in at quarterback right now. Toss to the left side to Logan Johnson.
Oh,
He
no.
puts the ball on the ground. He did recover the fumble as long as he hangs on to it. He was first on it. He was met by 3 Scrappers all at the same time. First one to get to Logan was 16, Stephen Wright. That is the end of the third quarter. The score, Pleasant Grove 48, Nashville 7. We head into the fourth quarter. Still will play with a running
looks like
clock.
Logan Johnson's hurt right now. Well, we have a ankle or cramp issue.
Well, let's hope it's a cramp.
No joke.
He got hit pretty solid there by 3 guys all at the same time. And I don't even know if they really knew they were getting to him. It was just kind of a collision of all the bodies.
Yeah, guys, if wherever you're watching at, if you're at home, if you're at Walk-Ons or Roadhouse, shoot us a DM. We want to see how you're enjoying the football game. Send us a picture.
And even with that last play being negative, your offense is over 400 yards for the
That's
evening
awesome.
for the Pleasant Grove Hawks.
The coaching staff on the Pleasant Grove side, here's what they're telling them. Hey, let's play 12 more minutes. It's going to go by fast. No mistakes like we just made there. No busted plays. Hang on to the football and execute, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, what they can't be satisfied right now is we've got 2 possessions in a row and we put the ball on the ground,
Yes.
both of them. That's not okay.
And that doesn't happen if it's a 1-score game, a 2-score game. It's unusual. But Pleasant Grove ought to be used to it. We had some blowouts last year. You've got to keep playing.
3's frozen.
So both teams are making their way to the field. Pleasant Grove's already there. Nashville's breaking their huddle right now to head that way.
Now, if you're on offense, you never want to have to punt. But this is one thing I'd like to see to get ready for next week, because we probably will punt next week. So if we don't get the first down, it's
Somebody
just
don't let
second
this guy in Hawk Stadium next Friday
down.
night.
You're thinking as a coach, you want to work on everything. You want to see we have a new deep snapper.
Woodside rolls out to the left. Pass is complete to, I believe that's 24?
42.
42. We'll see how it was backwards.
Great throw, great
That's
catch.
42 to Zach Hughes, tight end. He's a junior. I think that's his first catch of his varsity career right there, so shout out to him.
That's what the offensive coaches want to see. Jalen roll out, threw a bullet. Great throw, great catch. But back to the punting. Here's what sometimes you want to see is, let's see our deep snapper. He's new. Let's see if we can execute the punt, because we haven't punted in a live game yet.
Shout out! We have people watching from all over the world. I've gotten messages. We have several viewers in China. I just got a message. We have one in Mexico.
Wow.
Scrappers have a man shaking up on the field. I'm trying to see a number for you. I believe it's 3. Maybe it's 7.
Justin Maynard just sent a text of his TV at home.
That's number 7, DeAndre Benson, shaking up on the play, but he is making his way off right now.
We're being watched in Seattle, Washington. Good friend of mine named Adam Canals. He's watching. He has a son that's a senior in high school, and they're playing their football in the spring.
Well, at least we get football year-round. That's not indoor football.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout-out Kelly Phillips. They're watching from home tonight. Have any they should go see the eye guys.
That reminds me, I need new glasses. Thank you.
Corbin Shine goes in motion. He gets the ball, goes around the left side. I believe that's Corbin's first carry. He breaks it for a big run.
Big run.
Takes it inside the 45-yard line, down to, they're giving him a good spot there. Takes it to the 39-yard line. First down for the Grove.
Great block by number 20, B.J. Rayfield. Now, they're going to continue to go slow, but, hey.
11 minutes left to go.
They want to score.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Gibson will push to score, but if guys get open and get a chance, I don't believe he's going to make them stop right now.
I don't think we're going to see Logan Johnson or Bordley or Nick Martin score a touchdown. It's going to be the backs that are in there now. Big Jordan Stewart's still in there, played the whole game at right tackle.
That's probably a conditioning thing.
It
Hand
is.
off around the left side, kind of
Great
breaks it up
tackle.
inside the tackles. Let's see what number that is. 20? I believe that's number 20, B.J. Rayfield.
23 on the tackle.
Number 23 for the Scrappers made the tackle. That is Garrett Dixon. He's a linebacker that's a senior this year.
Good form tackle. Put his nose in there, wrapped up. That's what you're working on if you're Nashville. That's what the coaches will, when they watch film, they'll call him out for a good tackle. He hadn't quit yet.
So the ball is placed at the 37-yard line. It's second down for Pleasant Grove. Clock's about to roll, under 10 minutes left in the ball game.
Wow.
That's number 25. Davion Stewart takes it inside for his first varsity score.
Shout out.
That's a 37-yard run for the junior running back for the Grove.
Good burst of speed. I didn't know he had that kind of speed. Turned the corner and was gone.
Yeah, nothing real fancy on that play. Just a basic off-tackle run, but the hole was there, and he let her rip.
I'm going to take y'all to, it looks like this Coach Morris down here. He likes to be on the other end of the football field. You talking about a guy that has had a long career in coaching?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Coach Morris is that guy. I like him a lot.
Been at Pleasant Grove a long time. He chose to stick around. He retired and went to Arkansas to coach.
Yep.
And then came back when Coach Gibson got here and loves it. His daughters both graduated from Pleasant Grove.
So Enrique Rios, his point after is good. So we're under 9 minutes left in the ball game with the score Pleasant Grove 55, Nashville 7. And we'll line it up to do it all one more time.
Okay, I'm getting some text. I'm not going to say names. Why is so-and-so still in the game? And I told you.
Tell him to text Coach Gibson. No, tell him really don't do that.
No, don't text Coach Gibson. It's tough because
a lot of it's conditioning right now.
It is. A lot of it's conditioning, and you can't play football or coach football not to get injured, because then you're going to get injured.
That's right.
When you start going half speed or slow, that's when you get hurt. And the kids that are out there now are going to go full speed. And Pleasant Grove has depth, but they can't take everybody out of the game. Landon's going to have to play a little bit. I don't see him playing a whole lot more with 8 minutes left.
Landon has nothing more to prove in his high school career.
No.
Let's go and let him take a breather. Hey, let me tell y'all, when Landon walked in the building at walk-ons, it was like an all-pro football player walked in that building. I mean, kids, if you want to bring your kids out Thursday, 5 o'clock, 5:30-ish. I'm not sure when we'll have some of the players scheduled, but come to walk-ons. Trey Carson's NFL alumni will be there. We may have LaMichael James talked to me today. He may be able to be there Thursday. He'll be signing autographs. He'll be on the set. Of course, local athletes, high school athletes, Landon Jackson, Nick Martin, Marcus Burris, Clayton Smith over at Texas High, Ryan Sellers, the quarterback, should be there. Damian Henderson over at Liberty ILO should stop by. We'll have a great show for you. Stop by and see us. Bring your kids. Have them take pictures, get autographs. That's what it's all about.
That kickoff looked like really nobody actually wanted it. 3 guys ran up like they were going to get it, like it's a baseball outfield, and everybody backed off. And then number 3, Dontrell Robinson, picked it up and took off with it, got it down to about the 35-yard line. So under 7 minutes left in the game, and Scrappers take over the ball.
I have touched some buttons here, and I'm in a bind. I don't know what I've done.
Gordon's pass is complete to number 6, Isaiah Jones. And the tackle's made by number 16, Alex Galvan. He's in playing safety right now.
Great play by Alex. I know the coaches are looking big things for him at receiver and defensive back.
The Pleasant Grove offense is now over 500 yards for the night.
We've got a new quarterback in for the Scrappers as well. It's not Ty Gordon. It is number 18. Ethan Gunner's in at quarterback.
Drew Mason was in on the breaking up of the pass. Drew's new to us this year.
A little over 6 minutes left to go in this one.
Looks like Eric Grigsby's in at the running back spot. He catches this pass. He's met by several Hawks. I believe that was led by either number 25 or 27. It was either Davion Stewart or Jonah Bates. Bates is in playing defensive end. 77, McCarrian Whitaker is at nose.
Good run.
Great athletic play right there.
Breaks through the hole. He's going to take it down and get close to the end zone. Take it in for the score.
Great move. Great move by that young man.
Touchdown, Scrappers. That was number 12, Eric Grigsby.
Great run. Good blocking.
Good burst of speed.
Way to not quit, Nashville Scrappers. I'm not real familiar with Nashville's district. I know they're in the district with Malvern, Arkansas. I don't know if they're in Hope's district.
Lined up to kick the extra point is number 54, Obed Aguilar. He's a sophomore kicker. And that point after is good.
Now,
little over 4 minutes left to score Pleasant Grove 55, Nashville 14.
I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors. If you're a business in Texarkana looking for internet options, Conterra, they just hooked us up at my office. Extremely fast internet, very reliable. Would definitely recommend them. Shameless plug.
So we'll see what the Scrappers will do now. Will they go ahead and kick it away, or will they try to onside kick it and get another possession just to have a chance to run their offense some more?
And that last possession did put them over 150 yards total offense.
I've been really impressed with number 25, Davion Stewart.
He's had a good game.
Had a really good game. He's a junior. I guess he was on the JV last year.
I think that's right.
Shows a good burst of speed, makes good tackles. He's been on offense and defense. It's a different team than it was last year. We graduated a lot of seniors, and there's some youngsters that have stepped up, and Davion's one of them.
It's going to be fun to watch because there's a lot of seniors on this team. There's 20 or 21 of them, something like that. And ultimately, to have a good program, that's where you want to get, where you've got a lot of seniors, and you want that every year. You just keep feeding it.
Jay, how many running backs have yards?
I have it at 10.
It was a pooch kick. I believe that was 18, Drew Mason. That's correct. He was calling for a fair catch and then kind of bobbled it a little bit, but he fell on his own fumble. And the Hawks retained possession at the 31-yard line.
The Hawks have had 10 different players carry the ball.
2:47 remains in the game.
Even now, Coach Gibson will run that clock down as far as he can before he comes out and snaps the ball, I would imagine.
We should probably be able to run 2 or 3 plays and the game would be over. Let's Drew Mason's in at quarterback.
Go ahead and start counting all the stats up for us, Jay.
Usually you leave in your center.
Jay's kind of a banker, so I'm assuming he's going to be able to count.
I think we just had a timeout called by Pleasant Grove. I'm sure that's not because he really wanted to stop the clock. He wants to coach his guys up on how to finish a game and what their roles are right now.
A lot of times you'll leave your center in because they can get the quarterback center exchange. And this will be Drew Mason's first time to ever take a snap as a Pleasant Grove Hawk. He played in Arkansas last year at Genoa.
I believe that's right. Yeah. Now, he's a former Pleasant Grove guy before he moved to Genoa. Yeah, he went to elementary school, I believe, here. To give some props to the Nashville fans, they've stayed fairly well tonight through all this. It's hard to sit through a game. It gets frustrating, and they've stayed here and supported their team. So good job, fans.
They're going to win a lot of games. I really think they are.
Hawks come to the line of scrimmage.
I just got a reference. Brent Treadway says these are the Stormtrooper uniforms. I like that.
Yeah, well, see that.
Alex Murphy just came into the game, was lined up at like a tailback position. He was in the backfield, and all he did was run forward to make a block. I'm not sure that's a brand new play or what we're working on there.
Alex would probably do anything you ask him.
Alex usually plays guard, but he was in the backfield next to the quarterback.
150 left in the game. I would see maybe 2 more plays, 1 maybe. The Hawks may even take a delay of game just to not run.
I'd be interested to know why Alex is running that fullback or tailback spot to block. Does that mean we've got somebody that's hurt? He's in there again next to the running back. Alex Murphy gets a carry.
Alex Murphy,
Okay.
positive yards.
Okay, so
That was unexpected, but that sure is fun.
somebody break out the Arkansas rule book. You have to.
Is that number a legal ball
Well,
carrier?
you have to tell the referee he's going to be an eligible receiver. I know when a lineman catches a pass. Now, if he takes a handoff, I'm guessing that's the same.
Well, that's just fun. He's a good kid.
Going to have to probably run one more play. Let's not give it to Alex.
Give it to him.
Okay.
Can't see that number. That's number 24 on the carry for the Hawks. Amaje Carter. He's a senior fullback.
That's going
One
to do
more
it.
play.
That takes us down to the 35-second mark.
The Hawks don't have to run another play.
I believe that'll be ball game for us. So what a great night. Pleasant Grove shows up in a big way. A lot of guys get big stats. Some new guys get new experiences. Some recognizable things. 15, Jalen Bordley, the freshman, just shows off for his first time. Number 1, Logan Johnson has a big night to start everything off as well. And we look forward to all that's going to happen. I say thank you to all the Nashville Scrapper fans that have tuned in with us and have been here. And wish you guys all the best for this coming
They were
season.
great host. I was happy to see him throw the ball around, but you could tell they were double teaming Landon.
That's for
They were
sure.
not letting him get anything easy. Argyle next week. What do we know about them? We know they're really, really good.
Yeah, their coach's name is Randy Rogers. He's been there for years. Guarantee you they will have a very good quarterback. They'll have big, fast receivers that can run and catch it, and they will throw it around. It's in their blood at Argyle. I think they've won a couple of state championships. So it's going to be fun. What a great night to start out. I wouldn't say this was a scrimmage, but it kind of had that scrimmage feel once we got a big lead. And now we're just going to make sure everybody's healthy.
Absolutely.
And go to work on Argyle.
This is a you haven't scrimmaged. Think about how great of a job these coaches have done. Not one scrimmage under their belt, and the job they've done. Did they even have a penalty tonight? They had one holding call. That was it.
There were two
holding calls. Jake, get us updated on stats.
Well, Logan had 145 yards rushing, averaging 12 yards a rush. And then Nick had 42 yards tonight. And Jalen brought in 154. I had him as our leading rusher tonight, averaging right at around 14 yards per carry. And so tonight was just incredible. We had 480-something yards in rushing tonight and right at around 50 yards passing. So I would say that's definitely a successful night for the Hawks, and there's going to be a little bit of film time, especially in the second half. You know, Quinn, you mentioned that putting the ball on the turf 2 times. Yep. There will be a little coaching going on tomorrow morning, I would imagine.
Well, let's be sure if you're watching right now, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, share it, please. Argyle's coming to town next week. Hawk Stadium atmosphere is going to be amazing. Be sure Thursday night catch us at Walk-Ons. We'll be there around 5ish to 7. Bring the kids by, have them meet some of these great local athletes, NFL alum Trey Carson, possibly Michael James will be in the house for it. And, if you want to see Craig Jenkins, sure he'll sign some autographs. If you want to break your camera, you can take a picture with Tony Langford.
He'll sign them if you don't even ask for it, I'm sure.
Well, great time. Thanks, everyone, for watching and supporting Texarkana Game Day. Your Pleasant Grove Hawks here. I had a lot of fun tonight. Y'all did a great job.
We had a blast. This was a lot of fun.
It really was fun. Enjoyed it a lot.
It was new to Quinn and I and Jay, and it was it's an honor to be asked to do it. And we're going to get better. Quinn and I are going to go back. We're going to break down film.
There you go.
We're going to
get coached up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to get the Argyle film. We're going to study, and hopefully Argyle won't have black uniforms with orange numbers.
Yeah.
That we can read. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, let me give everybody some updates real quick on local scores in the area. Get a refresh here. Henderson up on Liberty Ilo 21-12. Dangerfield is still not scored on Atlanta.
Wow.
Number 3 ranked Dangerfield, and they are returning a bunch of players this year on a team that went to the semifinals last year, I believe. Jefferson is in a dogfight, 21-22 against Pittsburgh. Queen City still up on Linden Kildare, 14-0. Redwater scored going into the fourth quarter. Ore City's up 14-12. 34-7. New Boston's leading New Diana. Let me look up this Gilmer game real quick. Gladewater, Johnny Levere, he graduated from Gladewater. He's back head football coach there now. Let's see how they're doing against Gilmer tonight. 34-21. Gilmer's up early in the third quarter on Gladewater.
That's more what I expected there.
Yeah.
Gladewater's, 2 divisions down? So,
Yes.
I mean, and Gilmer's always good.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun game. Be looking for to finish the season out at
for
Gilmer.
sure. And it'll be a game. The Carthage game everybody talks about. That's strictly a pride game because it doesn't count in our district record or anything. But the Gilmer game will be as big a game, but it does count. It matters. And we've kind of had Gilmer's number the last few years, and they're not okay with that. So it'll be a big match.
Once again, shout out to our 2 presenting sponsors, State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center, Conterra, and Cryotherapy. If you enjoyed this presentation, please share it. Like our YouTube or subscribe to our YouTube page, like our Facebook page, share it for us so we can reach an even bigger audience. We had people watching from all over the world tonight. I'm happy I'm not saying putting Texarkana on the map from a media standpoint, putting Texarkana out there.
Yeah.
I've gotten texts from College Station, Seattle, Washington, Austin, Texas, Ashdown, Arkansas, Texarkana. So people are watching, eyeballs are on it.
Awesome. Well, guys, we appreciate you watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for supporting it. If you have pictures of you at home or restaurants, anywhere you're at watching it, please send them to us. We'd love to feature them. And Hawks win big, 55-14.
It's been a good night.
And I'm gonna get this young man Bordley a helmet sticker.
He deserves that and some more right now, especially if he shows up and can do stuff like that against Argyle. He has a game like that against a team like Argyle, then he's really legit.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we appreciate it. That's going to be it for us. Enjoy your weekend.